What's up, everyone? It's Friday. Welcome back to another Friday. I am Cali Reseller Luis. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for being here. I know it's Friday night. You guys could be anywhere else, but you guys are here hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Hope everybody had a productive week and a productive day, and that you guys been doing sales on your platforms, whether it's Macari or eBay. Just hang a little bit after a busy week. We had a lot of crazy days this week. Let's see who's in the chat. Hello, Wendy. Welcome and thanks for joining. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? Thanks for joining me. I know it's a little late, but we're here. We're going to hang out and relax. I'll make sure I'll give you guys some wrenches right now so you guys can promote your auctions or anything else that you guys have going on right now. Feel free to drop it at any time. You guys don't have to wait for me to say. Mikasa, always remember that. Hey, buddy, how you doing? The Houston Resale. Welcome, welcome. Let me open this up real quick and shoot some wrenches so you guys could promote your stuff on here. Hope you guys had a productive week and a productive day today. Mine today. Yeah, so it's been a productive week, you could say. Let me go ahead and give you guys some wrenches here. Everybody that's stopping in, all right. All right, Houston already got one. How you doing, Dennis? Welcome, buddy. Hey, Punisher, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Hi down. Thanks for joining us. And Alice, hey, how you doing, Lobster? You guys are all doing good. All right, I think I got everybody that needed wrenches. Yeah, so you guys should be good to go. All right. Good morning. Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Dennis Do, how you doing, buddy? I know I said hi to you and hi again. Punisher, what's up, bro? Funky Thrifty Lobster. And good morning. And you're part of the world. It was good, Punisher. I had a pretty busy week. Had a great auction on Tiffany's channel Wednesday. So whoever is in here that is not subscribed to Tiffany's Cool Finds, I have the link down below. Make sure you guys subscribe. She has some great auctions, and just I don't need to tell you. Just go see for yourselves. She has a lot of great stuff. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. There's a link. She dropped it down below. So make sure you guys drop it and check. Hello, Marie. How you doing? Welcome. I have you on my CPU. Hey, Derek. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for jumping on, bro. Yeah, it's trouble tag Punisher. I know. I know it's already past midnight in the East Coast, and you're welcome. Looking forward to doing another auction with you sometime in the future. So great time. So everybody, make sure you guys subscribe to Tiffany's Cool Finds. She dropped her link in the chat. Great auctions, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. Reseller saying hello to everybody. Listing nights. You got it, Josh. You know it. We got the Lone Star Picker. What's up, Louie? Welcome, welcome. Hey, hello, Johnny. How you doing, buddy? Let me make sure that you have a wrench, Johnny, so you could promote your stuff as well. It's a great channel. You guys definitely got to check him out. He has some great auctions. His bingo nights are great. I actually got to join in one of these days onto one of his bingo nights. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Want to make sure everybody has their wrenches to promote their channels and all good stuff. But definitely check out Cajun Roots Resellers channel. Yeah, man, I know how it is, brother. How you doing, Lady Antiques? Welcome, welcome. There you go. Every Monday nights, don't forget Cajun Roots Resellers channel. It's always a great time. I was actually listing this past on bingo, and it's always a fun time. So make sure you guys check him out and check out the bingo. It's a lot of fun. There's Thrifty Lobster's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. How you doing, Hyphy Gold? Welcome, welcome. Okay. Yep. There's Derek, Power Director, Thrifty Lobster. Hello, Heidi. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. All right. Looks like we're all caught up here on the chat. I'll post the link right now to see if anybody wants to jump in, and we'll get this started. Make sure I wrenched everybody here. All right, looks like everybody's wrenched already. So if you don't have a blue wrench, let me know. So you guys can promote, like I said, your channels, whatever you guys have going on. Feel free to drop your links. Anytime you guys want, feel free to do it. There you go. Make sure you guys subscribe to Josh. He has a great channel too. Tuesday nights with Yakov. I hope I'm saying that right. Hope I'm not butchering his name. Watching. Yeah, I was watching them earlier. I haven't peeked in right now to see what the score was. Wishing auction winners. Yeah, that's good, honey. Appreciate you stopping by and joining us tonight. So you out in LA? Yeah, I'm in California. I'm in Southern California, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes from downtown LA. I live on the out Los Angeles. I live in the Inland Empire area. They call it in the city of Ontario. I'm up in the Bay. Nice. So you're with Derek. Some fundamentals of side on that area also, and so is my friend Matt, but he's not on here yet. He should be coming a bit. I stayed up just for you, Cheryl. So while I wait. I played Josh. All right, let me drop the link in here. See who wants to come on in, hang out for a little bit. Yeah, go ahead and drop your link. If you go, so people that are not subscribed to your channel could subscribe. Yeah, you guys need to check out Derek and Regina's live, the Hump Day Hangout on Wednesdays on his channel. Always a great time. Pretty much free for all. I appreciate it, Houston reseller. I also stayed up to support mapping out my yard sale journey in the. Yeah, hopefully you guys get to find some good stuff. Hitting the yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, wherever you're going. Hopefully you guys good stuff to flip. It's always good to find good stuff. Myself, I had a busy week with auctions and sourcing and picking up more inventory from my wholesaler. So, but hey, you gotta love it. You gotta get ready for this fourth quarter. If you get more T-shirts, please let me know. I just got a big order from a Funky Fluffy. All right, I'll let you know those white shirts that you got. Size large Punisher. I believe I still got a couple. Just message me later on. Email me and let me know. There's Johnny's channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. I watch his show in the morning every morning. It's a great conversation and always a positive, friendly show in the mornings with Johnny. He always has different people on in the morning. He has Queen Cleopatra, and he has the Dixie was on also with him. So make sure you guys check it out and hit the subscribe button now so you guys don't miss him. He has the shows every morning. So come hang out with him in the morning. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining me. Yep, Louis will be there. So I promise. So I will piss you off somehow or make you laugh. Not in that order. And he ain't lying though. But if the lobster's the real deal, so what you see is what you get. There's the link for Johnny's cooking show as well. Hey, how you doing, Larry? ¿Cómo estás, hermano? Gracias por acompañarme. All right, let's see who's knocking on my back door here. What's up, brother?
My guy, what is going on, man?
How you doing? How
I'm
you doing,
good.
bro?
I just wanted to jump on. Look, I was doing an interview earlier on OBX channel,
Yeah.
and I picked up a bunch of models. Right, model. You know, that's my thing. Anything model, and I just pulled a bunch out my
Yeah.
car. I just wanted to share with y'all some of the stuff. Like, it's crazy.
All right, for sure.
I just want to show you right now. Let me see
All
if
right,
I
let
can.
me put you big on the screen here. All right, there you go. I already got you big on the screen so you can see a little better and see what you got.
I don't know how you flip your camera around. Can you? I don't know. Let me see here. All right. We'll just go this way. So these are like model boats. So this boat right here. So I got everything for $700, and these are just a few that I grabbed. I have over 100 that I picked up. This
Wow,
one is like $300.
nice.
This this aircraft carrier. This one here is $200. This is a little pirate ship. This is a foreign one. It's a foreign model. All in. I don't want to butcher it and say it's in. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I don't know what language it's in. But
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one,
I hear you.
this one is this is $400. This one right here is the one I was talking about. This big one right here. This one, there was only one listed, and it sold for a little over $600. There's no more listed, and you know what that means? That means I can put it up
Yep.
for whatever I want. So
You could comp it whatever you want. Yep.
I'm gonna put it up for 1,000 and do
Nah,
a best offer on it.
that's dope, man. You can put. That's what I love about it. When there's something that you can't comp, you make the comp.
Right. People can't forget that. Don't
Nice.
set the market low. Don't set it low. You're setting yourself up for failure.
Nah.
Put it there high.
Yep. I hear you. Pickup though, man. That's awesome.
That's a good score, Derek.
Hey,
What's up,
Louis.
Are you excited? Look at you, man. You got that glow like you're pregnant.
Dude, I'm just using. Those are just the small. I have 111 of them. I just was so juiced that I found those.
You should
Like,
be getting, you know,
crazy.
man. I mean, you know your stuff, and like if that's your kind of your niche models, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna bank because, like you said, you know, put it in there, set that high price. I might even like not even put best offer. Like I would do that. You know, when they start watching it,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
when you send your price and you say, okay, I'm gonna give you a deal. You know, where like if you know, you just, I mean, you know, play it that way. You know, you could set them up, and then you'll get your low balls, and then like what happens once you send that offer, you know how it works. They can
Right.
send an offer back, but you know, if they're serious, come along.
Yeah, man. If you sell that model, let us know how much you sell it for, man. Because
Y'all
that's
definitely
gonna be
do a
nice.
video.
It's a nice score right there.
high five for sure.
You're gonna do a video. I know you are. You're
Yeah,
gonna be like,
man.
Yeah, it'll just be me geeking out.
Yeah.
That'll be.
no. What he's gonna do? You know what he's gonna do? You know what he's gonna do, Luis? He's gonna get a bottle, a little one of those little mini bottles of Seagrams, and line them up like with 7 of them on top of his thing. All right, it's time to do the Seagrams board. Pop, pop. We did good this week. Pop, pop.
For sure.
You know, that's true.
Here's brother
What's up,
Josh.
Josh?
Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy?
Josh is gonna show his yarn compared to your models. Okay, he's gonna show that old lady yarn. And you're gonna start knitting on this shit, and then we're gonna knit models of like warrior, like, you know, carriers and stuff, and some like, you know, planes, model planes and stuff.
The money yarn. What's up, guys?
Yarn.
Derek.
Every time I see yarn, I pick it up now because of you, Josh. Every time I go to the Goodwill and I see those, I see those bags of yarn, I'm on it.
You know,
Isn't
y'all.
that great about this community? Like everybody is you know, you're getting more once you get familiar with them. It's like, you know, when like back in like you're in college, you kind of get to know some cats, and you're like, oh, you're into that, oh, you're into that, oh, you like that sport, and you kind of get those little things, the flavor of them. And like, you know, like I've been watching Luis, and I know what he likes, you know, but
Here,
me,
y'all.
I try to be the jack of all trades, but like Josh, he knows I'm just giving him a hard time, but like he's banking on that yarn, you know, and it's so easy. But it's like once you get in there, you roll out of that thing and just go crazy. You can make, you know, sophisticated videos off of yarn.
Well, you guys will get to see the sneak peek of the unedited thumbnail.
Here it comes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the
Please
dining
tell
room
me that
table.
sound's not in it. Is that sound in it?
No, that's not me. I don't know what that's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That's part of the whole thing.
But to answer Marie, if you see her comment there, So I also, I sell shoes. I sell a ton of shoes. Yarn's just something fun to sell, you know. Um, yeah, I'm making sure it's not me. I hear it.
That's weird. Put myself on mute. Tell me if you guys hear it.
All right. Don't hear it.
Here, let me mute mine. Let me see.
Nope. Now my turn.
Yeah.
Luis, you got that? What's going on over there, man?
I didn't mean. Hold on.
Watching the Dodgers game.
No, I was still
Luis,
there.
No, man. I don't even know what this was.
Yeah, because I totally turned mine off and back on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no. So I'm also a full-time pastor, and like God laid it on my heart like a month ago to kind of do a Tom's concept. Every pair that I sell, I donate a pair. So we're like 3.5 weeks in. We are at now. This is not just me what I sold. People have found out and started donating. We are now up to 100 pairs of shoes donated. We're trying to hit 500 by January 1st. So,
wow.
This organization is called Souls for Souls. They send these shoes to third world countries to let people set up reseller shops. That's what I love. It's not just giving shoes out to just people. It teaches them a business model to employ more people in third world country communities to set up reseller shoe stores. I love it, man.
Nice.
I love it. So
that's crazy. That's a good cause, man. It's funny how the train catches on. Like somebody gets started and then somebody hear about it, and before you know it.
I love it, man. Dude, I love those models, man. And I like thinking of video concepts for people, Derek. If you want clickbait views from the high heavens, bro, you find that model, you just go Google the picture of somebody that put that model together, and you're like, I decided to put together a $700 model instead of selling it. And just show a thumbnail of like that. Somebody's gonna be like, he did what? You know they're gonna watch that, man.
That's a lie. That's a lie, though.
Yeah, and then I get about 7,000 thumbs down, and people talking mad mess, reckless.
No,
well,
because
the thumb down's not bad. Like that's considered good activity on YouTube. You know? It don't matter. Thumb up, thumb down.
And the whole thing is, you start the whole video off doing exactly what you just did. Just goes, guys, do you think I'd really do that? But let me tell you about this incredible haul. Because then you got me hooked, and dude, you had me hooked just by watching those 3 you showed. I was like, all right, what else you got, bro? Like, what else you got? It's just the biggest struggle today is to get somebody out of the list of videos for somebody to click yours and go, why should I watch yours? You know?
And just for you saying that, I'm going to do that. just for you. Just for you, I'm going to do.
Just because I just think of stuff that, I don't know why people click on what they do. Algorithms change all the time. But, like, I just saw that, and I was like, man, because there's going to be somebody that's on the other side that is going to buy that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I doubt if they spent that much, they might leave it in a box the whole time, or they have a house full of models they already put together.
Yeah, you know what you can do, Derek, too, is you go in real quick, just before, excuse me, about 2 days before you're going to like drop that video or whatever, or you're getting close to finishing editing, go on YouTube and look up every nerd that's building models that are like of that class and that value, and then everybody that got that subject, and find those hashtags and pop them on your thing. You're going to have so many nerds and things and people that with that interest coming on going, why are you doing that? You know,
Yeah.
you're going to get haters, but you may get views,
Thrifty Lobster said he's going to go to the closet and start pulling his clothes apart for some yarn.
Listen, the story on yarn, people, it's really easy. It's the concept of everything in reselling. If you could buy it real low and sell it for a good price, it don't matter if it's yarn. I mean, let's talk about part-time pickers, diapers. Like, it don't matter, people. I just get a
Yeah,
lot
no.
of.
I was gonna finish saying that earlier, and then I lost my own trajectory. Is that as much as I like to give you a hard time, you know,
Yeah.
like I used to give Tim a hard time about doing his glass, and then I forget whoever else is doing what now. But the whole thing behind it is like the bearded thrift. What's his name? Bearded thrift. You know, whatever. And
Yeah.
you know, he's like hot on tools, but like, you know what? We were already talking, and he's like, "Why aren't you getting tools, man?" He goes, "I know you hit all those estate sales, you know, and like once I go and like now I got so many. I'm starting to put the sets together, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like $2 for $1 for Craftsman. Heck yeah, you know. Oh, there's a Mac. Oh, there's a Snap-on. You know, sell those separate, you know, for $25 and stuff. And it's like, you know, now you got me looking for yarn. And then, you know, what's his name from South Texas? His name, I haven't seen him in a while. I need to go watch his videos, but I'm trying to remember his name right now. But he got me on Corningware lids, and I'm like, I ain't gonna buy no glass. As soon as I buy them, there's this one particular size, and it's funny. That's the one I find the most, and that's the one I get $25, $17 to $25 for a lid. That sells every day. Like once, if I buy it, within a couple days, it's sold. People, those old ladies breaking those dishes, throwing at the husbands.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Or
Derek.
they're making that macaroni for Thanksgiving, and it's getting stuck to the side. It ain't coming off.
Yeah, and they pull it and pop. You know.
Nah, man.
Yeah, especially make their homemade macaroni.
Days of baked macaroni are gone. It's the casserole where you don't know what they put in it, but it was just whatever was in the quarantine refrigerator. Okay.
No, let me tell you about macaroni. Like you go to there's this soul food place in Houston, Texas. I will go there. It got wooden floors and these ladies working their butt off in the kitchen. And you go in there and they got the best soul food, and they got the macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I didn't know until she goes, I said, "You're going to tell me your secret?" So I ain't telling you shit, you know. And one day she opened up to me. She said, "You know what my secret is?" And she told me all the cheese she put cottage cheese. And I'm like, "Get out. It's so good," you know. And I was like, I said, "I'm just going to keep coming back because, you know, I'm too lazy to cook." You know, it is like the best mac and cheese. Oh my God. I'll come home with tubs of it.
About to hop off of here, guys.
Well, Derek, I had a quick question though, because you know this is my first time really meeting you. Like, so models, you know, you talk about that. What else? What else is like your heavy like walk into a yard sale or a thrift store that you ain't got a comp, you could just go buy it? What's that other item for you or subject? What do you do really good with?
Vintage toys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, I look forward to seeing more of your stuff, man.
As far as models go, like if you find those old Rat Fink models that are like still new, even if they're old, people buy the parts. Just buy them, right? Like from the 60s.
No, I wouldn't. You know, you can part them out, but it takes longer to sell. Just sell the whole thing. Like literally, take it all out, sit it on the table, take a picture of what you have, and say,
and they buy it.
Just sell the whole set.
Because it goes up a little bit anyway. Especially
there hasn't been a model complete or incomplete that I haven't sold.
And just sell it.
Just sell it. The new ones don't sell that great. They only get sold Hobby Lobby right now. But all the old ones, the old early 90s, the late 80s.
Before that, right?
Those are golden.
You know what else you can get from Hobby Lobby? Yarn, okay? Hobby Lobby yarn. I love this yarn.
Luis is over there taking notes. I go get some yarn at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and we'll give me some yarn.
That's 2011 yarn right there.
Think about it. What do we do in Walmart? Yeah. We be scanning that stuff. So you go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna go in there when it's clearance time and push those old ladies out of the way. Give me that yarn. You know.
All right, y'all.
Derek,
please, thank you.
Derek, show that one last time. Show us that model. I want to see. Is that Japanese? I think it is. It's Japanese writing.
Here, let me flip. Let me see.
Whoop.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
He went the wrong way.
He's like, I ain't showing you nothing.
Yeah.
Luis, are you gonna hit up anything tomorrow, man? What about you, Louis?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to thrift stores tomorrow. Oh, he came. Hold on, let me let him back in here. There he is.
Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened.
we said he ain't gonna show crap. He's gonna hide his honey hole stuff.
Oh no, Nah, you gotta hunt for these. I show these all day. So this one, I don't
That's
know.
it.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure let me go a little closer at the bottom. I want to see the bottom text. Okay, as long as you ain't seen those circles, you know when it's Korean. But I'm pretty sure that's Japanese. What about the back? Something should say something about Japan.
Most models don't have anything on the back.
Oh yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, but it has like.
What I'm banking on, Derek, is because you're in Cali and you're the Pacific Coast. I'm pretty sure that's because my mother-in-law, she was Japanese, and so she was telling about the two different types of the fonts that they use. One for like newspaper and certain text, but I'm pretty sure that's Japanese, right? Yeah.
I was gonna say you could also, if you got Google Lens, dude, snap the side of that and then see if it just shows you another product and the description says the language. I was like,
translate. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that.
But you already know that's the $900 one, right?
Yeah. No, the $900 one, that's English.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the USS. It's a funny name. It's called USS Saucy.
You know what? When you get that money in, it's going to be gravy.
Absolutely. I don't care what language it is. As long as it speaks money, we all speak that language.
Make it gravy, salsa, saucy, whatever you want it to be. I'll put a little Prego on that.
Some Prego? That's you showing your age, man.
Dude, that's just funny. That's the name of my buddy's barbecue restaurant, Saucy.
Oh, what'd you say? Hiragana? What was that? What'd you say?
Hiragana, katakana, kanji. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's she good.
Yeah.
Annie's out in Arizona, I think it is. I'll call her Arizona Annie, but like she know her stuff, I think.
Thank you, Annie. Appreciate you.
Yeah, there's different kanji, and then there's the more like fluid one, you know, like what, but they put that block stuff. That's what you'll see in Japanese newspapers mostly. And she was like, "Man, my mother-in-law be educating me one day." And so, hey, dude.
What's up, guys?
Is that Houston reseller?
Yeah, that's the Houston reseller, man.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
What's going on?
Oh, we lost Derek, right?
Yeah, I realized he was getting off, so I was like, I'll pop on right now.
Right on.
Yeah, I just subbed to you, buddy.
No, thank you.
How's Houston going?
It's good. It's good, man. Got an early start tomorrow going to an Amazon liquidation store again. I've gone
for
there.
real?
This will be my third time. It's really good.
All right, you got to hook me up one day, bro. And like,
hey,
you know,
man, whenever you want, just let me know and we'll meet up. We'll go down there and
I'll put my masks on. We'll go in there. We'll infiltrate.
Definitely.
You can school me on some of that stuff. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I learned off of watching Harry Tornado go to his the dream deals that he goes to. It's basically the same concept, same store, except for everything's starts off at $7, and then it goes to $5, and then $4, $3, down to like 50 cents.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it's an insane concept, but I mean, I've already made a good profit off of it.
Nice, man.
Nice.
We're kind of hoping we get one of those in Virginia, man, because like Tommy was even looking it up on our map, and he was like, closest one to me was Maryland, and that's a 2.5 hour drive. So
yeah, I have to drive probably about 35 minutes to get there. So I'm on
where in
northwest.
Houston is it?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No, but where in Houston is it?
It's Southwest Houston. So actually closer to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say Southwest be like if it coming off a 10 or 290.
Off a 10.
Yeah. I take 290 coming in. So like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My sister, she lives in Spring, so I don't know where you're. North Houston, you said, I think.
Yeah, I live in the Willowbrook area.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Luis, so he and I have been like, we'll talk behind. I think mostly on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one day we'll catch up. So that's awesome, dude. It's good to see you,
definitely.
your face there.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of good garage sales around here too. A lot of. I live around a really nice, rich area, so.
Yeah. Well, Houston, I don't care if it's like half rich or not. It don't matter. You find deals always.
Oh yeah.
I go in all the hoods, but I do like spring sometimes. Spring up there, man, because they're so close to the woodlands. So what we were talking about, the woodlands, that's like the Beverly Hills of Houston.
Yeah.
It's like nice. It's money. I go in there like, I don't want those boots here. Take them for $1, and I'll flip them for like $100. It's like, yeah. It's like, I go visit my sister. I'm like, I'm here for a week. She's like, stay for 2 weeks. I'm like, no, because I'll never make it home. I need a van.
Yeah. Actually, I went to a garage sale, and it was for a man. He had passed away. He was the first African American pharmacist that was hired by a major chain.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in the South.
Wow.
So, he had a lot of money, had a lot of time, and he collected everything.
Wow.
Actually, one of my finds there, which I thought was crazy, was this little Polaroid camera, brand new.
Oh, you got the rainbow one, yeah.
In the box.
I mean, it still has its tags. It's just the lady. It's pristine,
Yeah.
But the lady, she, we got to know her pretty well, and she told us the story, and they were cleaning up and everything and trying to get rid of everything, and she got our phone number because I told her we like to buy a lot of old stuff, and she called us back the next day. She said, "Hey, I found these Polaroid cameras. Do you want to come check them out?" And we did, and I think I got them for about $5 a piece.
That's
one.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have like this other one. It's more used, but I mean, it came in the case, and it's one of the bigger ones. So it's gotta focus that camera. Yeah, one of these nice little. Which I thought. I mean, my dad used to have one of these when I was younger.
That's pretty good. And and I like that. See, like you're like some of the guys that I like to talk to about like that. I like to kind of go into like what the history of it is that I'm going into. Yeah. Some people, like my one friend, I would sometimes invite him with me, but like sometimes he was like I don't mean to be rude, but like he was just a distraction because like he wasn't really there to buy. So like like, why are you always asking all the questions? Like, are you superstitious in this and that? And I'm like, no, but sometimes it helps if you get the history of like where that person's trajectory was. It leads to other stuff, and sometimes it leads to like, another rabbit hole where like they had a connection or something like that, or But I just like to know the history, But that, like you said, that's an incredible story. You can add that in your story, and sometimes. People say that people don't read eBay or whatever platform you're on. I had many people come back and go, you told a story in there, and that was partially why I bought that object, And I'll tell you what, when I find a rare object, I'll do my history, and I'll write like the actual history from it and put it in there. Like I find a lot of Black Americana books and stuff that are like from the 70s and 80s and stuff that are like really rare things. Like I found stuff from the Black Panther movement. I found, really unique historical books and stuff. And people come back and go, you did your history. I'm like, I am a historian by nature. Cause like I went to school in SFA, right. Where Stephen F. Austin is, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's my old place. And I studied history there. So like to put those things together, people want to know, they want that object, but they also want like the knowledge about it, you know?
Yeah. Nah, man, I got a bigger question. This is deep, okay? Where do people stop calling it a yard sale and start calling it a garage sale? Where on the map?
We call it both.
I know, but it's funny. If you do tags on YouTube and stuff, and I'm like, yep, filming a yard sale, bro. Those tags ain't ranked nothing. It's all garage sale. It's like, oh, garage sale, garage sale.
So
like
if
a
we're gonna
weird-
go there, I have the same thought about it. I want to hear Luis's take on it.
Me
'cause,
too.
you know,
I'm like, he's west, all the way on the West Coast. What are you hearing, like, or Facebook Marketplace? Are they advertising yard sale, garage
Yeah.
sale, you know,
well,
backyard
hear me
sale?
out.
I don't know.
Here's the other thing. Yeah, you got garage, yard. I forget what there's a third kind of one like it, but the one that I don't discriminate. I'll go to all of them.
Me
But
too.
if I see a moving sale like this morning, I hauled ass. I got up. Unfortunately, I got there 30 minutes late, and they had like. She says, "Well, I kept her. She sold all her Funko Pops." And in my head, I'm like, "I don't want to do no Funko Pops unless it's those rare ones." But she had some Batman stuff and some. She was like a nerd. She had Harry Potter, Doctor Who, all these like Superman, Batman things, and I'm like, "Oh, crud!" And I probably could have went out of there with a lot more stuff, but her prices kind of went from like too high and maybe just perfectly low. Like, so she wasn't on the dot on that. But like, so if I see a moving sale, that tells me one thing, because every time I go, they always say one thing. Well, if it ain't gone by Sunday, it's going to Goodwill. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, then, you know, you better give me a good price. Go and bundle it up, you know. And it always works it out, you know. Like, I'm here to help you, bro.
Luis,
But it's sales.
what are you hearing over there in Cali, man? What are they saying?
You know, over here, anywhere from yard sales to moving sales, or I know some people have used the load sale, and
Okay.
Yeah.
pretty much as they're trying to unload whatever they don't want. And in one occasion, I've also seen someone put a decluttering sale.
Yeah.
So those have been different things out here, but for the basic stuff, it's yard sales or garage sales. Those are two main ones. And how do you say it? Una yarda. Hay que tener una yarda.
Uh-huh.
It means let's have a yard sale.
I missed.
So I think if it's a yard sale, it's because they literally do have a yard. Well, respectively so. Is like the traditional thing is if you have a yard sale, you put your tables out in the grass. And, you know, a garage sale means like, you can go walk up my driveway and you can peek in my garage. But still, people always put it down the damn driveway, you know, and stuff.
Driveway sale.
I missed the declutter. Well, I didn't totally miss it. And I took a nap today because I ran around thrift stores. I trained a new reseller today. That was fun.
Cool. You helped somebody out?
Yeah, she's you know, during the pandemic, lost her job. She was like self-employed, home decorator, business decorator, and stuff. All that stuff shut down, man. And but she knows clothing really well, really well. Well, I came home, took a nap, right? I wake up from my nap. I jump on Marketplace, planning out yard sales, garage sales next day. Declutter sale, Saturday morning, 8 a.m., right?
Yep.
Or if you can make it between 4 and 6 today on Friday, you get early pickings. Guess who didn't wake up till 6 o'clock? Yeah.
Did you still go?
No. I had to start cooking dinner, and, you know, I got all this yarn to get ready. So.
The other thing, like something that Luis said, it kind of tipped me off. Like, you know, like, because it just depends on you know, like how you say it, and you know, and how it's referenced. Like one day, I was putting in like, so Luis and I are going to start a show on Monday, and we call it Monday Mindful Merchants. You know, Monday's Mindful Merchants. But I put in there, I went, oh yeah, the word for merchants is mercado in Spanish. So I don't know, I was hashtagging everything, you know, and so one day the word merchant, and you know, and I also just wanted to go, do I need to use the word merchant? I just like the triple M, just to kind of let it flow out. People can be like, we are merchants, but like on different platforms, you know. It's like when you're on Amazon, it's merchant fulfilled, you know, whatever. So, you know, I put on like mercado, and like boom, I had like 2 or 3 dudes from South America like on, and then they were all resellers, and I was like, I love this. You know, here you got some bros, you're reaching worldwide, and like, and this guy was like, you could see everything. He's a young kid. He was like, all he was interested in was all this, and then he had like the cars and the money. He, you know, it's like thinking about like, this is what I want to do. This is my aspirations. This is my goal. You know, because everybody has a goal. Like, you know, what was it? Joey Bada Bing was like, I paid for this. He went to go to Disneyland with his girlfriend. He paid for it with his eBay money, you know? And it's like that's what we all have to do, you know. It's like, or in my case, I'm gonna pay my rent.
Still a goal. Still a goal.
You have it?
Is that little Lewis?
Are you checking on me?
Yeah, he's coming in. He's gonna go to bed early.
Bolo,
Whatever.
guys. Bolo.
Yeah.
Yarn is good,
Oh,
but
there's the
when you
yarn.
find retired colors, I'm for real.
Josh,
Berries.
you know what?
No,
You are an old lady at heart, dude.
Nah, man, I'm a money maker at
It's a
heart.
golden girl.
Nice.
It's a golden boy.
I
Yeah.
scan all this stuff. I scan it. You know, this giant thing only goes for $8. When you scan these and you find one that's retired, these are $14 a piece, and I have 4 of them sitting here.
How much you pay for those?
I got 80 of these for $6.
Wow.
Where'd you pick it up at a yard sale?
Goodwill.
Or is that the declutter sale?
No. So Goodwill does a tote like this.
Oh, they messed up.
So they'll do a tote like this. They tape the top so you can't put anything else in it. I got 2 totes like this for $6.25 each today.
You didn't know what was in it?
No, it's clear tape, so I can see. What I do is I look inside just to see, to make sure they at least have the wrapping on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, got you.
And, you know, and then you'll just find some in there. You know, some of them are still in the stores. You sell them at base price, but I'm still getting them at, like, you know, 5 cents a piece. But when you find a few that they're not making anymore, they stopped making them 4 years ago. It's just like it's dead stock. So
Yeah. But you know what? There's dead stock, but not to the person that's out in the middle of South Dakota and they can't drive, you know, in the middle of winter because it's like freezing up there or whatever, you know.
And
Or
not just
somebody
that.
like
A grandma makes a blanket out of this for all her grandchildren, and she just got a new grandchild, and she needs it to match.
Yeah.
you know what? I keep doing it too, and it's not you, just, but I got to stop saying grandmas because, like, I'll tell you what, I've seen some
True.
bearded dudes be you know,
That's true.
doing that stuff up, and like and it's like one day somebody's gonna like, why are you picking on old ladies?
Yeah. It's gonna be a biker dude that made his vest out of.
It's gonna be a biker dude. He's gonna come up with his Harley. You got a problem with me?
What you saying about my vest? Yeah.
Come here.
Hey,
you want a
guys
bra?
you guys were talking about older ladies. I want to show you guys something that I found at the liquidation store.
Okay. Luis, you should tuck him in and then put him on big.
No, he
Oh.
just came in to say goodnight.
Still in the back.
He's good. He just comes good night. He always comes in.
Yep. Brand new, still in the package. Paid
You know what?
$5.
Don't laugh. There is such a big following.
30,
Mhm.
yeah, I think the comps are going for like
Golden Girls,
$35.
yeah.
So hear me out. Hold that. If it don't sell, this is what I do. I'm always at garage sales, and they've been doing those repros of the Golden Girl T-shirts. Find a couple of those for like $0.25 and throw it in there and like up your price a little bit. Like, here's some free T-shirts, you know.
On the lid up, yeah.
Like, yeah.
They
Yeah, I actually have a story on this. I actually passed on these. I picked them up. My girlfriend had gone with me, and I looked them up, and I think I only looked at the final season back here. So I looked them up, final season. It's like, oh, it's only going for like $8. I'm not gonna pick it up. I put them both back, and my girlfriend actually saw this, and she picked it up for one of her friends. So I left. So we only came back with one, and it was gonna be for a gift. So
Oh, there was more than one.
yeah,
Oh,
but
crap.
I passed on them. I came home with one, and it was to be gifted. So yeah. So the moral of the story is
It's already gone.
Look through everything very thoroughly, because you never know.
No, that's it. Like, I've learned so much. Like, as much as I have to swallow my pride, because when I want to scan something and I don't have time to scan, I've left stuff, and I know that, like, but I also bought stuff, and then it's like I'm stuck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, without comping properly. So it's like, let me put it this way: like, if you're buying something Mario Brothers, or, you know, like, you got something really good, like a $6 bin of like yarn, whatever it is. No, but like stuff that's on trend. You know what I mean? Not Beanie Baby trend or anything like that, but like something cheap enough. Yeah, you're gonna go with it. You roll with your gut, but
yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's
You know,
so true.
and whenever I think about it, it just, you know, that's why I'm going back tomorrow. Hopefully, I can find some more sets. You know.
is this the place that was the pharmacist?
No. This was from the Black Friday deals, the Amazon liquidation store.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have to buy a whole pallet? Tell us about it, man.
Oh, you just go in and it's just like there's just bins. I actually have a video that I went in and you can see where I'm shopping.
These are the
there.
bins. These are the bins.
Yeah. But it's
dang, crazy.
Yeah, what they do is that they buy pallets, you know, return pallets, and they fill up about, I think there's about 100 bins in the store. And the
you know who
day,
does that?
Mhm.
It's Tesla Picker. Tesla Picker does that.
Yeah. I saw Harry Tornadoes. I think the first one I saw.
Okay.
That I've seen.
Mhm.
That he goes to a place called Dream Deals, and it's the same concept. Every day the prices get lower, but also the stock gets lower as well. So
you really got to hook me up when I come down one day. Yeah.
Oh man, it's fun. Like I said, you know, it doesn't. I mean, all of this is fun, but it doesn't even feel like work at all. You know, I picked up you know, $7, you know, items, flipped them for 30, 40, $60. So, you know, the money's there.
So that's in saying that, like you finding that, you know, strategic spot, or if you got a honey hole, or you got that connection, like Luis and I were talking to him, like, and I was like, man, how do you get but see, Luis, he's got his connections, but he's worked hard all these like last 10 years of like making these relationships.
Yep.
But like once you get in there, and sometimes just even going to those places like you're going to, dude, you're gonna make connects. You know, eventually, like kind of like talk to this guy, hey, you know, good find, man, this and people want to share and talk. Or do you have business cards? Do you ever pass them out?
No, not yet. I just started
Did I ask you that?
about a month ago.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, bro, you got this rolling. I met another dude. I'll hook you guys up one day, but he's from Houston too. But I don't want to I don't want to do like, who was it? Alton and Eric jumped on Sumo Thrifts and took over and started talking about South Carolina. So you and I would be talking about Texas. Poor Luis would be like, get off the show.
Thrifty Lobster, Amazon, pallet return scare me. A sealed package like this should never scare you.
Yeah, and
but if you buy the pallets, yeah, I understand how that can be scary. But I'm literally going to the guy that bought the pallets, and he's giving me killer deals. You know, on.
So you don't have to buy the whole pallet. You're just buying the junk that he has in it that he may not want.
Yeah.
Do you think he cherry picked?
I think they keep some stuff. I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay.
You know,
that don't matter. You take what they don't want, and if it's good.
Yeah,
I know, but if you see Harry Tornado's version of it,
yeah,
he got to go behind the scenes, like, because he asked if he could film like kind of the behind the store, because in exchange he did a commercial for him.
Yeah,
dude, that dude's pulling $300-400 items for $6.
Yeah.
That's why I like that concept more so than it is scary if somebody says, I bought 5 pallets, you want to come get stuff? Because yes, if I did that, I'm gonna go through the boxes and then go, I'm not gonna take the time to sell all the $50 and under items.
Yeah,
but it's not even that. But like sometimes people don't even know what they got. It's like when you go to that thrift, the thrift store, or like, And today I went to like the garage sale, and nobody knew what this thing was. Like I picked up these mugs. There was nothing in this estate sale. This poor lady, her husband passed away, and I saw people walking out with all the good stuff because I got there late. But I was like, that's cool because I don't want to spend too high on antiques. I'm not doing too many flea markets just yet. And I think you and I were talking about flea markets, right? I think it was in Houston, the flea market, or the market there.
I don't think we were, but I mean, yeah, we have a Traders Village here.
That's it. Somebody else knew about that.
Yeah.
But like you go through there, unless you got that certain size. But I found a mug today, and I'm like, why am I even looking this 50-cent mug up? But it was It was this big, and it was of all the map of Texas. Actually,
Nice.
can I go here?
Anything Texas, that'll sell.
Well, you know what? I joke because I like what I'm gonna do is with as far as YouTube goes, I'm gonna blow. There's gonna be like about 20% of my YouTube is gonna be just an exploitation of just the archetypes of Texas. So I'll go on sometimes and I'll just play it up like everything's big in Texas, yeah, and then but look at this stupid ass mug. It's like it's crazy because you got Texas, 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 right? And you go all the way around, and it's like it's not even a map. It's just like a crazy drawing. I look underneath it. That's all I look for. So when I go into it, no, actually, it's made in like Bangladesh. So, but I don't even know what this company is. It's called this part here. Let me see. I forgot what My Place. That's the only thing I got. That said My Place, Texas mug, large, $25. I was like, what? And I looked in the comps. 7 of them like sold for like 23, and one sold for 30. And I was like, okay, I'll get that for 50 cents. And I listed it as new without no box because like it's like I think the lady never. Who drinks out of a mug this big? I mean, this thing is huge. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
and dude,
but
I'm excited to hear like Houston saying like he's new, like that.
Yeah,
dude, that excites me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him your name. Tell him. Did you drop your link, dude?
Yeah, I dropped my link in there.
Okay.
I love that, man, because I was gonna say like I think about stuff and why I love hearing that is like I got a chance to show somebody today, and I think back on how like I did a lot of studying other YouTubers for about 4 months before I got into it because I wanted to hit the ground running, but to know all the mistakes I made, but then to be able to tell somebody and go, hey, don't rush through your listings, check all the stuff, like make sure you didn't hit free listing on that item that weighed 20 pounds, like dude, that gets me so pumped, man, because it's like you're finding good stuff, you're finding good sources already. I think Louis hit it on the head, and Luis is such a good example of it. It's now, man, save them phone numbers of those people, man. Like save them.
Yeah, actually I've been shopping at one store in particular for about 3 years. It's actually called Treasures for Less. It's in Houston, a little bit like right off of 45 North Houston. And I've been shopping there, like I said, for about 3 years. And so when we go there, we actually get a better discount than what's on, their markdown price. So they do like 40%. We usually get like 60% off. And we got to know the manager and the owner, and, and I started actually, that's where I really started. I would buy, because they'd get Switch games in all the time. I'd buy Switch games, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing. I'd get them for like $15-$20, and then I'd sell them on Facebook Marketplace, for $45-$50.
And I bet you scored big time when like during the pandemic too, probably.
Oh yeah,
it's like great.
Yeah, definitely. And then I was bit. I told my girlfriend, because we first started buying them for my son, and then we'd see another one. I was like, oh, I bet you we can sell this. I bet you we can sell that. And then it kind of just started snowballing, and I did make some mistakes. Bought a couple things a little too expensive. I didn't look up comps. I didn't know that yet.
That's okay, man. That's what happens. That's what we all do. Yeah, we all do. So how did you handle it? So I'm kind of curious, like not to put you on the spot, not to like, oh look what you did, but like because we all did it. Like, and I've been doing this on and off for like over. I like to say I've been doing it for 35 years because I've been doing it like since I was little at a flea market. Like hustling, learning the trade, learning to like, oh, this comic book can get me those baseball cards my best friend David Nunes has, and it's like, yeah. But when you did that the first few times and you're reselling on a platform, is that your son or your daughter?
No, it's my girlfriend.
You're breaking up, dude. You're breaking up. Is she laughing at you?
They're goofing off. It's my girlfriend and her friend.
That's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it was my girlfriend. Yeah. But
so when you
the way that I'm still
how did you handle it?
Dealing with some of those mistakes. I'm going to Trader's Village on. Oh well,
He's talking about the market.
you know, on one of the items I still have, I might have to take a loss on it. Nothing big, you know, maybe $40, $30, $50, but nothing crazy.
But
you
you
know,
get
like
some
that.
money back.
It was actually a robot vacuum that I bought, and I thought we'd get more money for it, and then they dropped the prices on them, and basically we bought them for what they're worth now.
Do you do Amazon?
Yeah, you know, and we're not really going to take a loss on it because based on all the profit I've already made, you know, it
evens
not,
out.
you know, not anything too serious. You know, I'm not gonna you know, not be able to pay my rent because I can't sell a robot vacuum. So
no, we just call that like it all evens out in the wash,
I
right?
just mainly do eBay and Facebook Marketplace right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't do Amazon?
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's the way I thought of it. I'm like, it's not a huge deal.
It all works out in the wash.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, my favorite thing to do
you know, so.
at a yard sale or thrift store, I call it you know, you make more money on your second lap. Your first lap, like I actually design the thrift stores when I go in, especially my favorite ones, man. I know I go ABC, like I do that lap. That's all the stuff that I don't have to scan. It's like shoes, electronics, hard goods. That's my ABC.
But it's all about efficiency. Like if you don't have a map or a plan, like
that's what I'm saying. Then I calm down because now I got a few items that I already know head knowledge are good, and then it's lap number 2. Lap number 2 is where I find the $100 item that I'm not used to, but I took the time because my heart rate's down. I calmed down, and now I can just actually scan that item and take the time to look it up. So I always do one lap. One lap is the, oop, that's good. Sweet, that's good. Lap number 2 is I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to check this item, look at this item. Right. That kind of catches my eye, you know.
Yeah, it's always about logistics.
That's a good way to think of it, you know.
It's helpful that way. Yeah, most definitely. So I just looked
guys,
up.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
Okay. Are you going to anything tomorrow?
Guys, yeah, I'm going to the Black Friday deal store, the Amazon return pallet store. So I got to be up pretty early to make it there.
Good luck,
get
man.
mine, so.
Good luck.
All right, guys. Thank y'all.
Take care.
All right.
He was breaking up a little bit, but.
Hey, well, I think you got delayed too.
Yeah, I was like, because he was responding to something. I'm like, oh crap! It took me a while to go.
Yeah, I know.
Wait a minute. He responded to something different.
Yeah. But no, man, like doing that little trick helped me a lot because it's also like I'll take the time, even if I impulsively grab something that I'm not sure about.
Mm-hmm.
Luis was joking about it earlier. Yep, you're over there in the little clothes section. You're in the corner checking this other thing because you ain't sure if you want to buy it right now. You know, it's just like, especially when you're new, man, it's the impulse that you saw somebody in a video.
Always that impulse. Yeah.
And then you never know if they actually purchased it. Yeah, you saw them put it in the basket, but you don't know if they put it back. But you put it in your basket because you saw them do it.
That's interesting you say that because I got a video that's about half made, and I'm just a little too lazy to go and do the ending or trying to figure out how to. So I'm doing it all on my phone, and I'm hoping that I get enough memory. But half of the stuff I put in my car, I'm doing one on plushes, and it's a little mischievous. And so at the beginning it says no plushes were hurt during the making of this video, because that's all I'm going to say. But at the end, I want to do nothing but comps, and so it's like you said, when you're like in there, like how do they know what you got or didn't get? And there was one in there that says I threw this back because it was soiled and dirty, but I did that like during the during like when I picked up a few things and stuff. But like I'm so behind. I don't know how you guys do it because like sometimes I go to so many places. I just need to start getting that GoPro going and figuring out how to pop it back up on the computer because the last 2 editing tools this one particular computer I have, the computer is just not vibing with it. I think I'm realizing it's just actually the desktop or I'm doing something wrong. But I just want to get this. I want to get my editing game down pat. It's just frustrating.
What's up, Dory? Dory from Louisiana.
Yeah, her and Cajun are always talking about LSU. I think, right?
Well, I don't know what Caden's talking about, but
the Cajun with a C.
I know, but still, I just give him a hard time because I'm a Tennessee fan. So, but
hello, Dory.
No, man, like the concept that I do, and I don't know about you, Luis, but what I transitioned to is mostly sourcing just on the weekend. So, like, I went hard today, but what I turned today into is 2 videos. So, a video of actually going through the store. So you'll see me pick the yarn up on what all I picked up. And then I typically do a review or a big reveal.
You do the infamous Josh where you're like,
Well, I just try to make the most out of the little bit of time. So that way I film a lot in a short 2-day window so that I have a week's worth of videos. So the second video is I went out there, I time lapse putting all that stuff in a rainbow color order on the table, talked about all the stuff that was loose, how I'm going to sell that to an independent, person that I know that does hats and coats and all that stuff. And then I'm going to go and review 10 that sell really well. Like that discontinued one. Heck yeah. I'm going to be like, hey, if you're interested in yarn, go after these. Like scan them while you're in the store. See which ones they don't make anymore, And what I did is all I did was make a second video off of the stuff I sourced today. That's all.
That's helpful. Yeah. It's when you get, I gotta really work on that whole thing, and I need to reach back out. Already 2 people gave me some editing tools, but it's like that they use that are easy and free and downloadable. But it's like you said, like there's the time doing it and this and that, and then Luis and I were talking like, how do you catch up when you got the family and you're doing this and that? Like I got my daughter I've been trying to like hook back up with, and like school's crazy and busy, and you got to make the last couple of days I've had this like a kind of not an epiphany but like a wake up where it's like you just got to make every single second of your time like really available to what you need to do, and not complain about like I'm not like thinking about the multitasking, because that's where like kind of you get more hung up, and then you don't do stuff because you feel they're overwhelmed. So it's like I was listening to, was it Gary Vee, and it was just I can't remember the comparison he gave about like he was talking about time versus like the concept of like how long we live versus how many hours there are in a day or something like that. And he called one was macro and one was micro or something like that. And it was just an interesting perspective. He just like he basically it's kind of like all Gary Vee's thing is get off your ass and make every exceptional amount of your time and bust it. Like when they say hustle, don't get comfortable with the word hustle. Like hustle and then still be multitasking. Get on the phone, scan something, grab this, do it. And it's like sometimes it feels like that all the time. Even just eating, trying to catch up with household stuff like laundry or whatever you need to do. It's like,
Yeah.
And like tomorrow I want to go source so bad, but there's a part of me that says, maybe just skip it, maybe just skip it. Because I had a good weekend last weekend. I killed it.
Yeah. Well, our Tuesday night show, of course. Got a pretty big guest coming up pretty soon.
Good. Isn't Dave supposed to come, or did he already come on?
No, Dave's trying to. I'm trying to get people a couple weeks out, but his schedule changes so much.
Yeah.
It's like I saw him this past week. He's with Tommy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my week off," and I was like, I had already
on Tommy's?
Art Vandelay and trying to get Froggy Flips. Like he wants to do one in October.
Good.
But talking to another, and I think we'll talk about this on the show, another one that's doing pretty well on YouTube, doing pretty well in reselling, and saying the same thing, If you guys have heard the stigma, it's like Tommy said it. It's no fault of Tommy or Tracy or anybody because it's everybody's opinion. But it's like, oh, you're a reseller that does YouTube. No. You're just a YouTuber that's using reselling, you know?
Well, I am a reseller that, and I like to say I use YouTube to extend my platform just because, you know, it's a vent for me. It's also a way to connect. It's also, you know, a deep appreciation of like, what can we, and I know you're going to relate to this, Josh, is what can I give back to the community sincerely?
Very much so.
Because it's about what? Between you and me and Luis, it's about, you know, being of service.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And we know what that means, you know?
Well, the good conversation with this person, it says, so you're doing all those things, right? You're reselling. So you're spending what, 40, 50 hours going to finding stuff, trying to list it, trying to sell it, trying to pack it, trying to ship it, right? And then they go, okay, but what if 12 videos made 5 times that much?
So I noticed that on what's his name, John's, like the you know, John, the Cincinnati picker. It was either 1 or 2 or 3 videos back, and I was like, what is he doing new here? And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever, you know, he started his video, goes, I think you're gonna notice something different. Yeah. And he hired a videographer. And I went, okay. And then I went, oh duh. And that was like just what you said, Josh, came to me, and I was like, it's not so much he's thinking about, I can make more money making more videos. Right. But he also, by freeing up that time to make more videos and paying somebody just enough that he's gonna, you know, maybe if he makes, let's say, I don't know, whatever his video average is a month, let's say he makes 10, which he never can because he's busy. But if he makes 10 and it only takes 1 or 2 videos to pay the guy, hell yes, go ahead, you know. And then, you know, next time up it to 20 and pay the guy 5 videos, you know, or whatever. Right. But the thing is he's also getting, he's not doing, now he's doing this. Now I know I can trust the guy. He's banking on that, and now he can focus on what he loves to do, but also what helps him make content, which people love to watch him do, is go source. They love watching him. And I think Matt might be doing that. I think Matt is doing that too.
Well, Matt, we're not.
I saw his video edits were really good. Did you see his last video edits?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even edits and people helping you aside, I love when it's just authentically, we can look at John right now and say with his audience, yes, he probably needs to make a selling video at least once a week. Okay.
Yeah.
He can make 2 other videos about anything in the world he wants to. Yeah. He don't have to go to any thrift stores, and his bills are gonna be fine.
Yeah, because like the other day he was with I think he said it was his brother-in-law or whatever. But I've watched the other dude too on his own channel. That he went to that 295, whatever the highway was. The dude did you see his last video? And I'm like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I'm like, and I didn't realize that he was related, you know, to John. And they were like picking up. It was like, what are we gonna call this? We're just guys picking up junk off the sidewalk or something.
He admitted it on their podcast because it was the episode when they had Dave on, and Dave said, you ever been so busy? Because, you know, Dave's the one guy, they're like, Dave, you're killing it, and you have a full-time job. He goes, I know. And then I get so tired for the work week, and then I remind myself, I got to go film a video, you know? And John said, I'm right there with you. I do this as a full-time job, and I still have to think, I better go to some yard sales this weekend. Not that I need the stuff, but I need to make a video, you know?
But at the same time, but when they're there, then they can hone in on the good stuff. They don't have to rush and buy the nickel and dimes too much. But also, like, you know, we've been talking about this over and over. Like, we're always going to go thrifting, even if we have our guy or we have our connections or whatever. We got our. What's that?
I challenge you on that thought, though. John is one of the guys that picks up the $10 item.
No. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm just saying. But like, we always are going to go back and do the yard, garage sale, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And I remember what the other. You know what the new term is too, aside from estate sales?
What's that?
Downsizing sale. It's a downsizing. Yeah. It's like they're not just having which is scary because it's like a moving sale, but they're trying to make it look like an estate sale. So when they say downsizing, it's pretty much a moving sale. That's what it is.
But Now this person was just, they'll be on in a couple of weeks. It'll be
Okay.
fun. It'll be a lot of fun. But when they're really good with their numbers and they're authentic and they go, people expect a person who's making good revenue off of YouTube. Well, you're making too many videos and you're just tracking the views. And he goes, I'm making 4 times as much on videos than my best weekend reselling ever. He goes, why would I not?
If you can figure it out and know what you're doing, you're going to tell me half the guys on YouTube aren't there for that. I mean, some
Right.
of us are here for ego, and that's
Right.
okay. I mean,
Right.
they want to be entertaining, and that's what. But then again, if I want to be entertaining, I want to get paid doing it. But I'm
Right.
like, because now once you start doing it, the new guys go, this is too much work. Well, let them quit, because then there's, I'll still be here while I'm working my butt off,
Right.
and trying to, make bank to pay the bills.
Right. And I agree with you, man. Like, we could all sit here, Luis, if you got to the point where you were doing what Matt's doing and has a video a day on 2 different channels, I would, you best believe I'm going to pay a camera guy and an editor. Like, I look at some of these people. I watch. He's out there in Texas with you guys. I watch his Off the Ranch channel, but he's got Demolition Ranch. He's got Vet Ranch. Matt Carricker.
Who's this guy? Who is this?
And he has 4 or 5 channels.
Who? Who are you talking about?
You don't know who it is? Come on now.
No. I mean, I'm trying to remember, but something Ranch. Is that his name?
No,
I'm not following. So
Demolition Ranch.
I think I saw him a long time ago. I don't follow him though. I never really watch his stuff.
Well, one's a whole gun channel. The other one is all the behind the scenes of the gun channel, so it's all family channel. Then he's got another one on he's also a veterinarian, and he also runs a printing company. And you tell me that guy is pumping out 3 videos per channel per week?
Well, I think it comes to a point where, like Gary V, but of course he's popular celebrity before he was even YouTube.
Right.
He just knew the strategy behind. If I'm going to be multifaceted and I'm going to do what? I'm in social networking. I'm going to use a platform that's going to blow it out. And like he had marketers, he has marketers, video editors, and he has publicists. Right. And on top of that, he's got kids running his tweets and Facebook and Instagram. I mean, that guy's a stud when it comes to like being able to like do all this stuff. Like, but yeah, look at his numbers. I mean, like that guy, all he's got to do is just be his true self. And that guy is motivating, in a way where, yeah, he's overkill.
No, you just watch Luis. Luis is going to get to 1,500 subs. And he's like, forget you guys in the thrift store.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's never like that. But you do prove a good point where you're saying that when they're at that level and they're making that much revenue through their YouTube, why is he going to be here sitting for hours editing videos where he could just hire someone to do it? And of course, he's going to have a cameraman shooting the footage, and all he has to do is, all right, we're done. And he doesn't have to worry about the edit, nothing, because he's going to know the guys that he's paying they're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Or able to make these videos and just continue
to work with.
No, finish the concept. The other hire that I've seen people do. Okay, so let's say you have successful YouTube and you don't mind editing. I like editing. I really do. What's the worst part about reselling that we can all agree on? What's the worst part?
Listing.
So why wouldn't I go out, make my video content, go source crazy, go to estate sales? When I get all the inventory home, hey, I'm gonna pay you $2 a listing.
Because you know, and the end result is like, I think in every channel, every person I've ever heard talk about it's virtually, unless you got the trusted relationship, and that person's going to take about 7 years to like really build that relationship that it's like Relly Roots. They got 2 people in there that they know, and they happen to be almost family. You can't really do it. I mean, like, unless you're that good, because people, if you get hired, teens or college people, they're flaky. They won't stay with you that long. I mean, you really gotta like either afford to pay them $20 an hour or whatever it is, and all these other things. I'm not saying I wouldn't want it, and I'm telling you, like, you better have good stuff to list. You know, it's like otherwise.
Louis, you know how to study personality types.
But also, like, if you're that good and you're doing that good on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, you don't have to like go and buy every big thing. You're doing it for mostly for content, right? So by that point, you're gonna be mentally, you're gonna be up on this high level. Like, I know what I need. I know what I need to get. And here I'm scraping a little bit. You just get that wad of cash flow that may or may not come with YouTube, or however it is you're doing it. But you don't have to deal with that because you are creating a revenue. Let's say once you reach Rally Roots, or what do you call it? What's the ones with the coin machines? And and it's like,
oh, what the hell? Yeah.
But and maybe John. I mean, like, I'm sure they're making a pretty good amount that's like affordable. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying it's feasible, in a way that's going to be impossible. But it's like, at the same token, it's like, is it really, is that going to be the one criteria, or is it just, I want to go ahead and let everybody edit everything? You got this guy, like, you know what? You've been doing this 3 months. Keep doing that. You don't have to. You were saying something like hiring somebody to film. You don't have to. You just put the thing on your neck. If a good editor is a good editor, they'll say, okay, you do all the filming, but just once in a while, can you just change it to your hat because you're not getting the right perspective? Okay, I'll do what they want. They don't have to do anything.
You're thinking too small. So Rally Roots, they only film 1 out of every 8 videos themselves. We don't think about it that way. But they're not hiring a new person. They're just like, hey, Callie, you're also a cameraman. You're also going to work on the listing.
Not even that. They have their. You ever notice? Maybe it's not them, but I think they do. They just set the damn camera there, and they don't do shit. It's like they just put it there, and it's already like one of their. They'll tie in other cameras and stuff. You know what I mean? There's so many different paths. You can hire somebody and just say, hey, you know what? Today I have the flu, and you just do all my filming for me. Because you're doing that anyway. You know how I want it. You know what I want. To me, that's like 10 years down the road,
Right.
You better.
Well, I've pursued and the only reason I would like go against the listing part, yes, relationship is key. You're exactly right. I'm not going to give my product to anybody. I'm not going to go look on Facebook Marketplace to find somebody to list for me. So that's 100%. But knowing personality types, so I know task-oriented people that don't like people. They don't like interaction. They don't like any of that stuff. Okay? So reselling to them is no way.
Yeah.
They don't like the interaction. They don't like the haggle. They don't like any of that. But if I give them a tote of shoes and tell them I'm going to pay them.
Because they don't have to interact with anybody. Yeah, I hear what you mean. But know that personality type, and build that relationship with that person. If you can find that person in the relation, when I say relationship and trust, what I mean is like, here it is. This is how much I'm going to, they're like, you're going to give me that much? Oh, hell yeah, I'll list shoes all day. It's like, and you don't even have to have them work all day. You just treat them fair,
I said it to, I pay it like the way that I've structured it. Cause I have a guy that his job's running him crazy right now. So when his job slows down, he's already signed on, and so we've worked out an agreement of this much per listing. So I say, if you want to list a lot, you're going to make a lot. If you have a lot of stuff on your plate and you don't have much time, don't list as much. No biggie. I
don't mind listing if somebody just did the photos, they got the stuff, and just take like little simple sticky notes when I'm looking at the object. Like, this is what I need to finish up on here, dude. Cutting and paste a template's not hard. I'm actually I'm probably a little bit too much of a micromanager, but I learned it when I did project management for a few years. I had to manage a staff and a team. I learned when not to like pressure them too much. You know what I mean? Right. I know when not to be too much down everybody's ass and stuff. And I could be a hard ass, but it's like, I also learned like just go with the flow, put in the details you need. And I end up my boss, she was the director. She was like, why do you carry that extra 10%? I said, because you know what? I keep my team. Have you seen turnover? No. What do you complain to me about the other branch that I'm at this branch? She's like, you're right, Louis. She's like, you got a team. They don't. The ones that are faithful, you do. I mean, everybody has turnover, but she says you've had the least turnover out of other 7 branches, and that's because you keep them happy. You know when to pressure them. You know when to help them. You also know when to put their ass to work. You know, and it's like, you know, so it's like how is your business model? How do you manage things? Well, if you find that you're weak on listing, fine, you hire somebody to list. If you're weaker on just, you know, but it's like find a detail that's not that hard for them to do. You know, it's like get somebody. Once you do that, then they're gonna be like, oh, I can do that for you. Hey, listen, I got to go on vacation this week. I need you to step it up. You know, and I'll give you a bonus. Boom. You know, okay. You know, or you shut down the shop so you don't have to work. You ain't gonna get paid. You know, and it's like easy as that. You know.
So
But
Louis, are you telling me that you worked for Dunder Mifflin at one time? You were a branch manager.
I was something to that effect, and it was sales and marketing.
But it wasn't paper, right?
It was not paper.
Okay.
It was multifaceted stuff. But here's the thing. It was the thing that got me back into reselling after I gave up reselling because I said I almost got burned out on reselling because I was going about it in a different way, and I took somebody's bad advice, and I lost an Amazon account because of that. You know, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and just get the steady paycheck for a while. And it was right about a time where my daughter was of a certain age, and I thought, okay, let me get her insurance and do this and yada yada. But when I was in there, I was working not for Sam's, but I was working at a Sam's Club, and I dealt a lot with their sales and merchandising, merchandise and the people that floated in. So I had to deal with a lot of vendors. I mean, a lot of vendors. The good thing about that was I would got kickbacks and freebies all the time. And that stuff went on eBay. I was like, okay, don't need that. I got 20 of those. Boom, throw that. And then I'm like, why am I not my own boss again? You know, and then, you know, and then I started like going around while I was checking on their merchandise for them, sending in reports, emails, taking pictures with these new apps and phones that they had. And you literally, like, you were bored to death doing this. I was scanning stuff and I went, oh, there it is. There's the bolo. And I would come home and I would bring home like literally pallets of stuff I pay for, you know. And I would tell the guys, hey guys, hold this in the back. I want that. They're like, well, we got to put, I'm buying it. I already bought it. You can't, you know. Well, and I'm like, you know what? Don't tell me you don't buy that stuff. You know, like I'm in a college town. So anything Longhorns, dude, if I got it on sale, I bang. You know?
I've got some Longhorn signs, man. I just picked up for 50 cents each, still in the plastic.
Yeah. Always pick anything collegiate, you know, anything collegiate you can find that's new, especially if it's vintage. Oh, you know, it's always got returns on it. Luis, who won on the Dodgers? Did they play tonight?
Yeah, Dodgers won already. They're playing the Angels. Yeah, it's already over. They won already.
When's your next auction, Luis?
Yeah, Dennis was asking when is my next auction. It's going to be on Tuesday night. And it'll be right after January House's auction. So
he's gonna hustle. This guy never stops and sleeps, Josh. This guy is every time. Like I'll try to reach out to him. He's got like a deal going down. He's doing a video. He's doing this. He's doing like 20 auctions a week. I don't know how you keep up, Luis.
Because Luis is the money maker, man.
There you go.
And I think Josh, did I tell you this? I may need a plug from you coming up pretty soon. It'll be over the first one by the time you do your thing next Tuesday. But Luis and I did you know that Luis and I are doing a show on Mondays?
Yeah, you messaged me about it, man. Yeah.
Okay, good. So the first one will be on my channel, and then it's gonna go on Luis's channel. We're gonna go back and forth. And so we got Emily on the first one, and yeah, it's gonna be, and she's perfect for this because what we're talking about can be like in her lane, but we're gonna take a little bit of a different perspective. And
what time? What time on Monday?
It's gonna be 3 o'clock in the afternoon if you're Central Standard Time, or 4 Eastern. You're Eastern, okay. So yeah, it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific. We're just, you know, we want something kind of different, but we also like everybody's got these late times or too early. We're gonna be like the afternoon guys. We're just gonna like break
No.
in real quick, break out. You know,
That's a
1
super
hour.
good
That's it.
time, man. That's a super good time. People aren't
You think so?
utilizing it enough. I went super late because I was a newbie and I wasn't gonna step on the 8 o'clock people, the 9 o'clock people. So I was like, you know, it worked out great with Yakov because he was like, I get home late, and I was like, I'll take the late show. I'll take the late show. You know. So that's I think if I could, you know, I'm at my job during the day, dude. I would straight up do an afternoon show.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. When there's one day where the schedule happens to be where you don't have to be there, we definitely want you on the show because you are what this show would be about. I think, you know, because we're going to talk stuff about what it is to be a merchant, like a reseller, but with the perspective of what attributes about mindfulness do you bring to the table in terms of your business structure? You know,
Right.
What methodology do you like? And then we're going to question, you know, the panel. I mean, the guest, and we're just, you know, we're going to have like some fun questions that are like lighten it up a little bit, but also things that some of it may be redundant. Like we're going to maybe have a couple questions where we'll always ask the same 2 questions to every guest. So because we want to hear everybody's different perspective because everybody's different walks of life, right? You know,
that's that's one of the mottos of what we switched our show to be. Before it was just like me and Yakov, and we'll just get random people, you know. And sometimes, very sorry, Luis, because I feel like I do that to Luis sometimes if I jump in here. I'm like, Luis, it's your show, man. Tell me, like, kick me off. It's totally fine. You know, because especially
Luis, Josh is asking you to kick him off.
Well, it's more so like if he had something he wanted to share, you know, like at any point in time, it's his show. It's his channel.
Poor Luis.
But our model, I mean, you guys are on to something good because I said what a lot of people don't know is the person behind the sourcing video, you know?
Yeah.
I think if we can do that more, like, Luis, for real, anytime you want to jump on, man, if a Tuesday works for you, because what I try to do to show honor is I want to know deeper about you as a person. So I actually go back and
I don't know enough about Luis. Like Luis is like he's got so much to give back and stuff. I've watched his old videos and listen, you know, in like he's been around, you know, longer than some of these guys too. And it's like some newer ones. And Luis has a lot of videos on there.
Right.
That definitely Luis, go on Josh's show, man. Like I tell Luis needs to get out there a lot more because he's got so much to give.
Yeah, I'll jump.
He's not behind the auction.
Well, we do it to where we set it up that way. We play a fun game. It's usually like so I find whatever you're really into, and then I turn that into you. You basically get to grade the reseller community based off of what you're interested in. So you could say, I mean, what's your favorite football team?
I know.
No, Oakland Raiders.
Okay, Raiders.
Go, baby.
All right.
So Nation. I got in trouble for going on Buffalo Picker, and they were like, "Go Steelers," and I'm like, "Raider Nation," and they're like, "No, Louis."
But I could pick 5 legendary Raider players and then say, all right, this player, describe the reseller that has the attitude of that player, you know? Because I like
to put you on the spot, Luis. He's gonna put you on the spot, but it's a fun show.
But I like people because what it does is it shows your authenticity, man. And then we do the same thing. We close the show out. Questions. So
I saw that with Dan the Answer Man you did, and a couple other guys. Yeah, I think the last few I've seen that the maturity of like your show kind of stepping it up, and like, but it's also like any other show. It's like you started to get comfortable in the skin. You're like, yeah, this works, or maybe why don't we try that? And then you see people. What you're really doing is you're making it more entertaining, where like the live becomes all one uniform part of it. Like everybody's on the show, and so everybody's got, you know. And then at the same time, you're learning. Like when you get Luis to go on there, you know, they're gonna be like, why didn't I watch this guy sooner? Or like, oh, I didn't know that about him. Or but it also gives you that, you know, that continuity of like, I like knowing about this person.
Right.
You know. You get that little nugget of like, oh man, this guy is like, I didn't know that he did that. Man, I do that too, you know.
Oh yeah, like I went hard on Joey, man. I was like, Joey had all these old Pokemon Go videos and stuff. So I was just pulling out deep cuts of stuff that he had done 3 years ago, and he's like, "Dang, you went and looked at that?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, because I want people to know the guy that's not reselling what he's doing. He's hanging out with his girl." I was like, "All right, your cooking channel. What was the worst dish that your girlfriend made?" And I was like, "Because you better say the right answer. You better say all of them were great, you know." But it's to show what I do is I want to show honor to say, "Hey, I want people to know you besides the video you made." You know,
Yeah.
I want people to know what you're interested in. Like, you know, do you put the camera down because you got family? You know, those are big. That's a big deal. It really is.
That's a good observation. You know, kind of practice, because then that shows all the reason. Like we'll get you hooked up, but like right now we're doing it every 2 weeks. So Luis and I are talking about like what are going to be the logistics of scheduling. Do we have to like either maybe consider going every week if it picks up, or do we do 2 people on the show at once? And if we do, that's going to cut back time. You know, the availability of like who gets to be on there or not. But I think it's like what we're going to do is what you're doing, Josh, is we're going to kind of get in there, get the feeling of it, you know, get comfortable and see what really works. Yeah.
Dude, I can tell you the mistakes of it, okay? And they weren't terrible, but
what are the challenges? Tell us.
When you have a smaller channel, okay, you're not going to build the security of a bigger, larger subbed person in the community. But what you also don't want to do is throw a bone to a person. Like I get on Yakov in a loving way. I go, Yakov, I can't have you as a reseller co-host who's not selling or putting out YouTube stuff. Why should I tell people to sub to you? You know?
Yep.
Same thing. I'm not going to throw a guest out there who keeps saying they're going to do something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my credibility just to throw a bone.
And then
you know?
he finally started making videos.
Right. But it's even with your guests. So what I tried to do was I got a yes from Kat, yes from Joey, but also SSK Promo Kim. You know, he's lower channel. Dan, who's not a reseller at all. And I said, great. I started fluctuating them to where if you tuned in 1 week, I didn't make it about how great Ken's videos were. This was the thing to introduce the guy behind the thumbnail, because he had a Mr. Bill thumbnail. And then to let him express why he's doing it, why did something crazy happen in life and he jumped into this. Guys, now let's give him encouragement. Let's encourage him to get that video done, you know? Dan, it was more so, why do you care so much about this community when you have nothing to do with them? It wasn't about videos at all. So that's why I like to hone in on them as a person. So people stop going, well, I'm not going to watch this show. Dan doesn't even have all the subs. I'm not going to learn anything, you know?
But the funny thing about Dan, you having him on there, like he knows so much about reselling and he knows a lot about it. But here's the thing is his famous words of Dan Answerman is, I will never be a reseller. I would never. But you know what? There was one day we said something about something, and he has resold.
Yeah.
What? He did it. But the thing is, it's like, it kind of reminds me about not Yakov, Krillin. Krillin's a great guy. He's a very smart reseller. But the one thing he's going to admit, so I'm not putting him down, and I'm just using him as an example. He admits that he's lazy. So there's probably like, I'm thinking like Dan, he probably just realizes his strengths and like, I don't have the time, or I don't want the energy, or I don't want to do this. But
it encouraged Dan, because he did say, he was like, but I have no excuse to not be a YouTuber. I have a YouTube handle and I'm in all the chats. He just started doing stuff around the house. And I said, good job, man. Like, that's encouraging.
Yeah. And it's his way of not just giving back, but it's his way of connecting, because in a way, how are we supposed to know more about each other unless you start putting a vlog on, if you want to call it that? I'm lack of a better term, but we're all vlogging, but I don't know. It's like our postcard or notes we're passing back and forth in high school. It's like, how do you get that little, and then everybody ends up reading the damn note. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's watching the video. It's like, I know this about you. And it's like, yeah, I don't care. I wrote it because I don't care. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, that's why I like Luis. Luis is a man of few words, but when they're like knowledgeable.
Oh, he's zen. He's zen. He's
Yeah,
golden zen.
that's how I am.
He got
And
that.
everybody
He got that.
says, "Why are you?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I like to talk, and I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm listening to what Louis is saying, and sometimes I'm learning and listening at the same time because it's like earlier about the yarn. I don't really know much about the yarn, but just from the little bit you just talked about earlier, I kind of know what stuff to look at. So when I do go out, I know what to look for. So I just pretty
Not
much
only what to look for, but like
I'm
what
just here
Josh gave
sitting,
us,
I'm
like
listening,
buy
I'm
it in big
learning.
bulk. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I want you to have the freedom to call me a dummy. Why am I focusing on yarn when I have all these Pokemon cards sitting here that I ain't listed? It's next. It's next on the list.
Yeah, I mean,
Luis, do you
sometimes
sell
you
Pokemon?
just get so
Very good.
list that you're like, okay, I gotta list this, I gotta list that, and it's like you're
Oh
just
no.
trying as much as you can, and then sometimes you're in the middle of listing, and then you'll list something, and then you're like, okay, let me go look for this, and then you pull out another tote, and then you start digging through it, and oh, here I see, I forgot I had this. Let me go ahead and list this real quick, and then that's how you get sidetracked. It happens to me all the time.
No. You want to know the real reason why I'm listing yarn, not Pokemon cards? Because I want a happy wife, okay? All right. This is probably 75 cards. You know what 75 of these laying around the house looks like? I'm trying to deplete
Yeah, I can
inventory of
imagine.
big, bulky items because she's like, hey, I want our sunroom back. She's like,
Yep.
Oh Lord, the life of a reseller. You know.
what's up,
What?
Mateo?
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Hey Matt, what's
Mateo.
cooking? So Luis, what's the one big thing in your house that is like Josh said? Right now, it's the yarn for him. It's in his best interest to move it out. What is your one death pile item that you kind of like? I gotta get this going. You either dread it or you just haven't gotten around to it,
I
or
actually have a
just
death pile of a bunch of shirts that I need to get rid of. I've been going through them and I've been listing them, but I still need to take more pictures. I just got to work on that death pile.
You said shoes?
I mean, I've already cut it halfway from what it was, but I just got to get in there and just list the rest of the shirts I got.
Oh,
Sure.
shirts. Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a death pile of shirts.
I feel you there, man. Like, and that's why I early on I was like, I love sourcing and I do find good stuff.
I'll be right back. I'm coming back.
Okay.
I just gotta get.
I
Right,
love
Louis.
it, but but I that's why I was like, I was willing to pay somebody to help me list because I know, it's list more, you sell more. Like it's common knowledge. But I don't have like junky death piles. I just need more hands on deck to get,
Yeah.
listed. And so I was like, all right, I can't produce more hours for myself. I will pay for more hours from somebody else,
So I'm gonna say this about the listing thing, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and confess I'm a little pessimistic about hiring somebody to do the listing. Okay, that's just me, but some of it is just I don't think it's insecurity. Maybe it is that micromanaging aspect where like I don't want anybody to mess it up. Now, that being said, I've heard examples like from Kat trying to get her mom to do it and then realized things were going, no, you're not doing it right or something like that. But also, I don't know. I have issues because like I want somebody I can trust that's going to do it on an ongoing basis, and I get it. Somebody may not last a long time, and then you kind of go, oh crap, you're getting into this mojo of where like you do it for a year or two with somebody, and all of a sudden they can't. And then what does that do to you? You know what I mean? So like I always need to feel like I'm going to be not in control, but I need to be involved. Like constantly.
That's always Daily Refinement said it so well, man. Daily Refinement nailed me to the floor. Like nailed my feet to the floor. So good.
Remind me, what did he say?
He said, all right, cool. You're going to run your own ship, right?
Yeah.
He goes, when are you going to afford to be able to retire and walk away from your business?
Right.
He says, you're not. It's going to be relying on you. Finding the next thing, selling the next thing, doing the next thing. He goes, wouldn't you love to have an eBay business, just eBay, that you could sell to somebody else to take over your business that already has the sourcing, the people to list it, the inventory management? And I was like, when you think about it from the business and you go, cool, your boss trusted you to handle people, you know? The hardest part for me, I'm with you, man. So we teach a lot of delegation with what we do at the church. I have 60 volunteers that help me run my team, man. I love it. I'm their chief encourager. That's what I do. I encourage them. I make sure they know that they matter. They're important. But the hardest part, because I went through that whole concept. All right, do I let them list for me or do I just make them make drafts so I can go change it and fix it? You know? But a very good speaker, leader, mentor, he said, would you give the wheels to it, give them the steering wheel, if they could do it 60% as good as you, would you trust them to do it? And your gut says, no, I can do it 100%, And he goes, well, remind me on how well you knew something when somebody gave you a chance.
Right. Yeah.
He goes, and if they know 60% of it, that means they have 40% of knowledge to learn rather than somebody who walks in and goes, oh, I got this all figured out.
Well, like when I was doing project management, I didn't have a super large staff. I was supposed to have like up to 30 people, but it would fluctuate at times. Thank God I had a like steady 20 people on average. Good. And I was, and then they would always hire more people, but you'd hire the people that were either quitters or, mischievous and didn't do anything, the ones you couldn't trust, and the ones that didn't show up, But the other 20, which is probably like 60% of who I had, there was always that small little crowd like, okay, here's an assignment. And when the daily assignments came out and like it was a busy weekend and I was like, okay, ready guys, let's, all hands on deck was what is the term I used. All hands on deck. And I always had to give certain assignments to certain people because A, they were either good at it, B, because I could trust them, and even if they didn't like it, and then C is just like they were dependable. Even if they didn't like it and didn't want to, they knew that if they did it, they would keep them busy. They would just do their work and then go home, And then the others, I had to divvy it up. Like, okay, you can't do that. Well, then either you're going to do this or you need to go home, And then they were okay, like you have the least, complicated job. Can you perform it, or do you need do you need to work somewhere else? It's like, something as such. It's like, but you can't get people to you can bring a water to horse, as the saying goes, but it's like you're always going to find somebody that's not dependable. And like you said, yourself, you had to learn at one point where like
it hurts your trust.
What's that?
I said it hurts your trust. It definitely does.
No, not so much that.
Find a couple podcasts and send them to you. So this guy that I learned from, he manages 480 employees, $16 million budget, and they have no HR.
Wow.
Because he said it took more time to pay somebody to track somebody else's time card and whether they were in the office or not, rather than telling all 438 employees, I don't care if you're in the office, get your work done. You don't get paid and you get fired if you don't get your work done.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pay you guys.
It's not accomplished and, it's been tracked. Yeah.
He said, I had to pay more people to see if somebody was doing 40 hours or not when they could do 20 hours, but get 80 hours worth of work done. If they're good at time management. But
I mean, like if you got some kind of accountability system in there, it's like us. It's like, we have an accountability board because it's our way of saying, have you listed enough? Because this is your job. Like Luis is full time. He's like, this is what he does. It's like, boom. if he knows if he doesn't go, he's got the source, but like once you get it, how long is it going to take you to list? Right now,
Right.
you know,
Right.
can you afford to do it?
But that's what I like people like in Luis's situation, man. I think about all the time. I know my wife's asleep, and she's not sub to your channel, Luis. I'll make sure she gets on that. But so she
All
doesn't
right.
know. I tell her a little bit, but we're doing this to where she takes over the 9 to 5 operation of this. She can walk away from her job, and I don't tease her with that because she'll try to quit her job tomorrow. But we're surpassing her income.
Yeah.
We're surpassing it.
Okay.
I want to
Because
see
you
it
guys
be
are a power
steady.
team. Yeah.
I want to see it be steady before I tell her to walk away from her job. But Luis, what are you thinking? Let's say next 4 or 5 years, as far as what your business is doing. Like, what are your next steps? What do you
Well,
want to
me,
see grow?
answer also what Mike also said about the warehouse and the shed. For me, in 4 or 5 years, I want to have either a little warehouse where I could actually start bringing in pallets because I don't know. I know most of you guys don't know, but I do purchase a lot of my inventory through a wholesaler that's close by me, and I've done business with him for years. I actually buy pallets from him and keep some of the inventory for me to source for myself. And I do sell pallets to other people that sell at the flea markets and outlets. So my next move is to get into a small warehouse to start off and buying truckloads of pallets from
Good.
my wholesaler and really
And
start
distribute
doing
it.
that and start selling out to other resellers. Just yeah, that's my
That's
goal
good.
right now. Right
That's
now
so
is what I'm
smart.
doing. Kind of like in your situation. My wife's a nurse, so she works every. When it comes to that point where we have, we're comfortable enough where she doesn't have to work anymore, and it's just me doing this full time. I mean, right now it's just she's doing her thing. I'm taking care of the mortgage and the payments and the bills. So everything
Yeah.
that she's working right now, she's that income that's coming in, she's saving it. It's
That's
just
good.
saving, saving, saving. So
That's smart.
that's how we, that's why I'm like Louis says that I'm always doing so much. Yeah, I'm doing a lot because I have a mortgage payment, I have van
Yeah.
payment, I have my kids,
Yeah.
bills, and I gotta stay on top of everything. So
It's not play money
that's
for
why I'm
you.
always doing so many things. Yeah, exactly. But that's where I'd like to
But
be in hopefully in a few years.
comes from like a deep work ethic. You've been installed with it, and I mean, I don't expect you want to go lay it out here now, and also, but you don't necessarily need to. But the fact that is that you do have this work ethic, and it was handed down to you in one way or another, and also, but you have that drive because of the family and everything else, and it's like to have that and have like a meaningful purpose behind what you're doing, and know that you're good at it. That speaks volumes and confidence, not just in business, but like in your strategy, your mindfulness about like how you approach things and how you have relationships. And I think that right there is like,
Hmm.
you do step into it, go in bold. You're gonna, and I know you already know that that's
Yep.
what you need to do. And I know you don't even doubt your own courage to want to do it, but like when you do it, man, you're gonna master this. It's just like you will always find somebody that needs work. You want to help me? Go help me break down this pallet. I need you to segregate pallet A, B, and C and get that ready because John's coming in, because you're gonna be the guy now. When I say
Yeah.
that, I mean like you're gonna be the guy that people want to come to, like, oh, Luis, he's my guy. He's my guy, because you're gonna now be in charge of distribution. Because if you can help the other guy unload all his
Yeah.
junk, he's already buying it in mass. And once you do that, man, you're gonna see the work, like flow in such a valuable way. We're like, dang, I'm not just my own boss. I am, I'm being a boss. It's like
Yeah.
this is how the reality of it
Yeah.
comes to fruition. Eventually, little Lewis is going to grow up, and he's going to like, hey, you want money for that car? Okay, get in there, go sweep, go do this, go help dad,
Yeah.
go do a couple things. And all of a sudden
Yeah.
you see things that are like, you can breathe, for once. You can do this. You're going to have time
Hmm.
to go jog. You're going to have more better time to, just do things for your body, mind, and spirit. And you may even have more time, to spend with your wife, which you guys work so hard, to get that mortgage going. I think that's an admirable goal, but the thing is, it's an attainable one.
Yeah.
In
Big time.
LA, there's
Yeah,
property is expensive, and it doesn't have to
just
be
like
in LA.
here, Louis.
No, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, no, but just like earlier when I was talking to you, and my son came and he said hi to you. What did he tell you? You can share what he said. It's fine. What did he
Yeah,
tell you?
Josh, Luis and I were having a conversation today real quick because I wanted to check in with him about our show, and man, about like 2 times a day I about cry. Like Emily posted something because I just sent her son a shirt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I posted, I'm like, man, that's so sweet. And I told Luis I got a soft spot for kids. And you know what? He went like this. I said, well, how you doing, young man? I said, how was your work today? You're like, what did you learn? He goes, oh, he's like, I had lunch, this, and I said, no, young man. I said, what did you learn? And so he told me about his day, and he told me what he learned. And then he goes like this. I said, okay. I said, make sure you read that tonight again, so you're gonna learn some more because you're a smart guy. And he turns around and he goes, how did he put it, Luis? He said, you'll remember better. I'll paraphrase it, but he goes, I hope you sell a lot of stuff like my dad does. And I was like, wow, like what a mindful young man. Like would have just polite. It's like an adult, and like he's 8 years old. You said?
Yeah, and he's only 6 years old.
Wow,
Yeah.
6 years old.
That's what he a lot like my dad.
Luis, though, I can tell you, your answer to that question was the best answer. Do you know why? Mm-hmm. It's because you had an answer. You could have told me you want to buy a school bus and paint it pink. The fact is you have a goal, and you have something you're thriving towards. I try to encourage everybody because I think your show's gonna be great. Because if we got to kill the comparison game, that's the big thing. Mm-hmm. Like my goal should not be Luis's goal. I listened to his, and his goal sounds great, and I was like, well, I'm not doing that. I have a different goal, but that's okay because I love Dragon Home Value, Christopher. He's like, nope, I just want to make an extra $50. Mm-hmm. But he makes a goal. I want to take my wife out with my money.
Yeah, that's all. And I'm like, and you gotta get, okay, do it.
Stays in his lane. He wants to do this, and I was like, that's the best thing. The thing that drives me crazy, but drives me crazy in a good way, because I feel like that shows me that there's still people out there that need support, encouragement, knowledge, are the ones that I go, what's your 30, 90, 3-year goal? And they're like, 30 days, well, I hope to clear my death pile. I'm like, 90 days. They're like, I want to make it through Q4. All right, 3 years. They're like, I don't know, probably sell more stuff.
Yeah, and you can't criticize them in the way where you're picking on them, but you do want to, like, one thing I noticed about you, Josh, like you said this to Jake, but I noticed you said this in general, like on your show once, was I like to give encouragement, and that's one thing I followed you for a while. I'm like, okay, here's an encouraging guy. Where are you going to go with it? And I've seen the directions. You had a little bit of trajectory, but your main thing is your intention in your heart is good and pure, where you do care about other community members. For me, like, to want to be in a place like this, and I think there's so many more people like this, they know when somebody's either being false or they don't give a shit. Use my language. But when you have somebody that gives a care, and like you said, this is my point I'm trying to make, was that you said, I can only help you so much, but I'm not going to keep encouraging the person that, unfortunately, it's not that they don't want to, they just don't do anything about it. And then, like, like people, oh yeah, thanks for the motivation. Come back a week later, hey, how did that project go? Oh, I forgot to do it. Or yeah, I'm getting to it. Yeah. And then, like, you come back a month later and, like, this person's not ready yet. What you do is you can't, it's not that you're criticizing, you're just like, there's people that really, really want to, but they got a mental block, or they got not even a mental block. They got something.
I'll use you two guys, and I don't know either one of your kids, so there's no offense to either kid. But it's saying that if I have the capacity to help your daughter, Louis, read better, and I have the capacity to help Luis's son read better, okay? But I only have the capacity to help one. Both of you say, I want to read better. I want to read more books. I want to get more knowledge. But your daughter says, I jumped on my phone. I didn't put the book down. But while I have Luis's son holding a book to me going,
Yep.
what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I can only go to your daughter 2 more times and go, hey, are you gonna pick this up? Because I have a hungry person over here.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so that's what I try to express to people. I want to help you. I want to help you. You're putting me on hold.
You can't only help somebody that's ready to be helped. Or we have a saying in my community. We go, if your level of being, and it's not a criticism, it just means like where are they at in life? You know what I mean? Like if you know somebody's got potential and they don't know what to do with it, you know, you can only go, yeah, no. But that being said, you know, it's like once you do that kind of stuff, it's like I think this is a great thing, Luis, that you know that Josh is here, because this will give us kind of like the test run for Monday, but also like, you know, like when we have somebody like this is the kind of like parallel sort of, you know, maybe not as intense, but like, you know, just kind of where we can go with like, well, what do you plan to do with, you know, it
doesn't have to be intense at all. It doesn't have to be intense. You know the fun question I ask Yakov all the time because he's such a pessimist? He goes, oh, Josh, when you get 1,000 subs, you kicking me off the show? I said, no, you not putting out videos is going to kick yourself off the show. Yeah. And he's like, what's that supposed to mean? I said, no, Yakov. I said, I've tried every mode of inspiration for you. And you come to me thinking when you're going to get fired as a free co-host.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's never the intention.
Yeah.
You know.
But he's from a different background. He's from a different lifestyle. He's also maybe a little bit of a different age. But also his motivations are different. You know.
All I'm teaching him is to help perspective.
Yeah.
Rather than coming to me with panic, I go, and he's been doing a great job. That's why I don't mind sharing this. He hits me up and he goes, hey man, I filmed this today. I really liked what you said. I'm just going to go ahead and film in the car. And I go, great job. And then I'll go, hey, great thumbnail, by the way. Because I want to follow that up with positive reinforcement, re-encouragement.
Well, yeah, but you also know too, sometimes giving, you know, a positive affirmation sometimes is it can get in the way a little bit. But I think it's better to give encouragement than it is to not say anything at all, you know. At times too. But, you know,
well, I like to feel that when I'm hard, you're gonna know I'm hard, but when it's great, I want you to know how great it is.
But see, that's because you and Jake have a rapport, and that you're his buddy, and you're not going to lie to him. You're not going to BS.
Yeah.
Now you guys have that, you know, that rapport, and I think that's what's important, because he can trust you, and know that you're going to like, no, don't give me that crap. You know, it's like cut through the BS. You know.
Whereas Tommy likes to say, he goes, Yakov is your Krillin. That's what he tells me all the time, and I'm like, no. I don't want to use Yakov for entertainment source. I want Yakov to do well for his family. You know.
Yeah, I don't want to talk anything bad about Tommy, but like when you get perspective like that, it's like all of a sudden it just goes to show you, it's like, so are you using Krillin as just a ploy like that? Like, because then Krillin is, you know, they I think sometimes it's like a little bit too much like beating a dead horse with a stick. You know, he's not a prop on a Howard Stern show, you know. It's like this and this and that, you know. It's like the same guy that he had in his interview that he adored so much was also the guy that it's not the same character.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the topic of his thing. So, you know, although now we're getting to semantics, we're like, you know, at the point where like, but that's really Krillin. Well, okay, that's really Krillin. How long can you go on and beating this stick, you know?
Right.
And now it's like it's almost like you're using the horse to beat the stick now. It's like, come on.
Right. And I told because we said it in the last live. I said, hey, because that's when me and Yakov talked about it, because we talked about it pre-show. I said, Yakov, I want you to know the day that you're not my co-host is the day that we stop the show anyway. And he said, what do you mean? I said, when we are boring, when we have nothing new to bring to the table, when we we're willing to take the show out back and shoot it because it's dead, you know, and what that is, that's big encouragement. There's a lot of YouTubers that are doing the same old channel.
Yeah.
That aren't even hitting 10% of their sub base. And when you need to face those analytics and go, I need to fix it or kill it and do something else, you know? And I told him, I said, man, when we get redundant and old and and so when Luis and Louis have a better show than us, you know, on a similar time slot because they're killing
Yeah,
it.
but you know, it's not about comparisons either.
No.
Not about him and I, but I meant just anybody. You know.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just using you guys because y'all are gonna start an awesome show. I just go, if I'm not willing to adapt and get better, not out of comparison, but just to solely get better, I need to let it go. It's not a fault to get. It's just like a great TV show. When its seasons run out, the writers go to the drawing board and they write a new sitcom.
They either that or they just, it's like Happy Days. Happy Days went so crazy that like all of a sudden they're like having aliens come onto the show, which was Robin Williams, you know, making Mork and Mindy. But that is a show that spinned off many shows. So like, you know, that Luis has been so gracious enough to go and accept, you know, like my invitation at the concept. And I'm like, okay, but you're collaborating. So this is your part too. I need to hear you know, like I told Des, I need to hear from you, like as a partner. Let me know who you think should also be a guest. Let me know what questions are also there. You know, because I have the propensity to sometimes jabber too much. You know, I need to step back and I want to hear like when Luis has his, you know, questions. Like he said something really, you know, keen today. And I went, that's going to work. Can you please come in and say that? You know, like, and then so that way we can have each other to bounce off. That's what a part collaboration should do. When I saw you and Yakov start, I went, is this going to be purely energy? Because you have the positive energy, and then Yakov has just this adorable kind of like quirkiness energy that, you know, but he's not just that. See, Yakov, I know right from the start is he's extremely intelligent. And it doesn't just take you to realize he did 8 years as a nurse to do that. I lived in New York. I had a lot of Jewish friends, and boy, they'd love to argue. I mean, because that's part of the study system of the school.
He's stubborn.
You know, and it's like,
he loves it.
Oh, please! But that's just Jewish heritage.
I know, like, I love it though. I love it because we'll spend 2 hours just to get him to offer free shipping on one item. You know, because he's so stuck in a way.
So,
but it's good.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out there because you know, and I'm sure Luis has already went, oh God, I don't know how this is going to work. But I also want Luis to kind of consider, and me too, is like, how is our partnership? I don't want to do all the talking too, because I know sometimes I can walk into a corner, but at the same time, it's like, I'm wondering how is our charisma going to like click? I think sometimes just us being us is going to be good enough, you know. And I think that's really what it's to take, you know.
Balance off of each person's strengths and weaknesses, and be okay with your weakness, because y'all's personalities, it's not going to clash. It's actually going to mesh. It's going to mesh so well. So I love, Yakov tells me, go do all the investigation on our guest. Yakov doesn't want to do any of it. Yakov goes, I like to ask dumb questions because it makes the guest feel smarter. And he, I think, likes to ask questions because he is newer, but he also likes the naiveness of letting a guest teach. It's so smart.
Did you ever notice Yakov? He goes, You know, he does that. He plays coy. He can be like coy good.
And we do that because Yakov goes, I don't know, I'm just here to help Josh's channel. And I go, yeah, Yakov, we're getting your subs up too, man. You're doing really great. But he wants to use that stubborn argumentativeness with a simple question. Because guess what? It gets the chat going. It gets the communication.
Oh, no. It's a good formula.
Yeah.
But once it becomes predictable.
Exactly.
Then you got to be careful. Be careful.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not to go, okay, you know that other thing you've been doing? Go to that for a while. Yakov, like maybe have a code word or something. But I think with like Luis and I think it's going to be, so if I can change direction a little bit, like I think because I'm also thinking out loud for like what's coming up on Monday. I really want, okay. The one reason, you know, I really wanted to work with Luis was because I think he's just as passionate about reselling as I am, that I know of. And I'm not saying nobody else is. Like, I know you are, Josh. I know you're incredibly, you know, overly zealous about it. And I think that's the wonderful thing. Luis has probably been doing it, you know, as long as I have, if not, you know, maybe longer. But it's like
Godfather.
Huh?
He's the Godfather.
He's one of the Godfathers. He's an OG. And what I'm saying is just if we can just sit back and be two guys, You know, like, and there's not a lot out there. There's like, I noticed there's a lot of like, let's mix a guy and a gal. But I'm just saying, like, I think by just having us as a triad, I mentioned this today, sometimes a simple triad is going to work. You got two people on the panel, and one could be quiet for a little while, you know, and then come up with, you know, a certain aspect of the show, how they balance it, whether it's questions or just doing this, or being able to be, can you carry the load for the live for a little bit? Because I'm going to focus on these things or something, you know.
Yeah.
But having that third person is what's always going to divvy it up, I think, you know.
It will. You'll be able to stay afloat on just you two if you know you can write out. I do suggest scripting a little bit, even if it's just bullet point outlines. So
Okay.
I do this for what I do for my church. So before every
Okay.
service, I have a co-host. We do a 10-minute pre-show before the service starts, because
Okay.
tune in online. We want you to feel like you walked in the doors and you're in the lobby. That's what we do.
And also settle in too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, get comfy. We want you to say hi to the same people in the chat that you see every time. But what I do a fun trick play. I like to communicate as well. I'm right there with you. But I don't want to leave my co-host in the water. So I call it a verbal alley-oop. Okay. So I before we get started, I go, her name's Brooke. Well, we have about 6 people that help out. I go, hey, Brooke, I'm going to set you up this upcoming Sunday. She's in a private, like, online group that we do. And I go, hey, Brooke, I'm not going to tell anybody that's my group, but I'm going to ask you, here's your alley-oop. Tell them how awesome it was to meet new people, but don't tell them. I'm going to say, Brooke, did you meet any new people this last Bible study? Because then she already knows she has this whole statement that she wants to do. All it is promotion. But I set her up with an alley-oop to dunk whatever the next conversation is. And it makes me nod my head and listen.
Mm-hmm.
So we will set those alley-oops back and forth. And we don't write out exactly what we're going to say. We just go, here's your point. Here's how I flip it to you. I know in my brain, when I hear you say that line, that you got this covered. And I just chime in with support and, oh, really? That's awesome. You know.
So like with Emily, at least, you know, there's been a couple of reports where, like, and I've actually been on, you know, live with her once or maybe twice. I don't know. But like, I mean, like, kind of like what we're doing, but also in the lives, she's, you know, I think she's just going to be a perfect start, but also, you know, like, where all you got to do is just, you know, she's very observant. She'll be quiet too. But she'll listen, and she always has something to respond to in a good way. You know, it's like, and that's the beauty of it. Like, she's well contemplated.
And she's confident.
Oh yeah. And then but the thing is, she's confident about being able to talk about it. You know,
that's what I'm saying. She can sit back and listen, and then know she brings value. Like, she's confident in her delivery.
She's uncomfortable. She talks about her uncomforts, you know, which is great, because what reseller can do that? Nobody. And I think as a start of a good, a starter show, we're gonna go, oh, okay. Here are 3 people that are able to articulate, you know, and conjure up a discussion that we don't know where it's gonna go. And I haven't talked to Luis fully on this, but I think we're both kind of confident enough. Like, we did say, we do need to kind of, like, okay, at least address the live audience, you know, do like that. But let's try to at least just have 3 questions each. And maybe, you know, you make up a really good, maybe one could be a real fun one, kind of like almost like a game thing. Okay, Emily, where were you the first time you put your foot in your mouth when you realize it's going to affect a deal you're going to have to go out there and do? Like, you know, like I told Luis today, I went to an estate sale. This was today. Totally put my foot in my mouth. I'm like, oh, stupid. Why did you say that? You know, I was looking at a VCR combo, and I'm like, why does it have that dent in it? You know, and I'm like, oh, you know, I can't stand when this. And the lady goes, oh, it still works. And I'm like, oh, so it's, you know. And then she confessed this was an estate sale because her husband just died last week or last month. Or I'm like, oh, okay, my condolences. You know, and it's like, boom, you know. And that's, you know, like the kind of conversations I wanted to talk about, like, where can you up your game as a reseller, know when to say, think, do something, what tools do you need, you know?
Yeah, no, so, when do you counter and when do you walk away is a huge one. And I think you hit it right on the head. guys, it's your show. When you're doing it, formulate the questions on whether you want the live's going to respond whether you want to or not. It's just whether you acknowledge them. So I do that to Jakob sometimes too. If I notice Jakob's quiet too long, well, hey, we had Art Vandelay. I said, Art, what's the big thing? And I related it to gambling. He used to work in a casino.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Yeah.
What's the item that you're all in on? And Jakob, if you don't know what that means, you have a strong hand and you're putting all your chips on this for Q4. What is it? Art, you first, or Dan, you first? But Jakob, I want to hear from you as well. Hey, guys, in the chat, while you're at it, what's that one thing? Or are you too scared to share it with us? You know?
I like the thing that you did. And are you familiar with this, Luis, where like Josh had something, or maybe it wasn't you, but somebody goes, everybody who agrees on this, put a 1. If you disagree, put a 2 or something like that, you know, and you basically just, it's something to kind of pull the people in, you know, like anybody who has done this, you know, during a, you know, whatever, you know, like if you mindfully interjected on somebody, you know, like, and then lost a deal, you know, or won a deal because you were mindful of it, or if you didn't because you said something wrong and you lost a deal, give me a 2, you know. And I think that's going to, you know, anything that's constructive, anything that's going to be more engaging, because it is about I want it to be about the guest, but I also want the guest to kind of feel like, hey, let's get, you know, I'm also conversating with the live too. So it's got to be kind of it's got to have that flow, right? I mean, you tell me, because you've been doing this for a little while now. So.
Dude, there's stuff that we have scratched off of the docket because we've looked at the chat and been like, they don't care at all about this subject. Move on. And it's like, move on fast. And so, we started the game with Dan because his name's Art Vandelay, right? A few people caught on. I said, I'm going to name a character of Seinfeld, and you name what reseller has that personality, you know? Dude, I was going through it as fast as I could. I shortened the cast because everybody in the side's going, oh, I don't watch Seinfeld. I don't watch Seinfeld. What are they talking about? And I instantly was like, okay, that's really awesome. Hey, Dan, why don't you tell everybody why you know, I was just like, and move on. Get to the next subject. Erase that other memory. Why? Because hey, let's not lie. You want watch hours.
You don't want dead silence either.
So what you quickly do is, what's going to be hard is you said it earlier. If you're using StreamYard, use the private chat. Type to each other. Moving on. Kill the subject. Louis, bring in a funny comment from the chat. Interrupt with, did you, hey, Luis, did you see Matt's in Yosemite, man? I wonder what that's like up there. Dude, are you doing any reselling while you're in Yosemite? Now, you don't even have to elaborate on it. Luis knows that he's going to go, okay, Josh, while we got you here, man, tell me about why you get yarn.
And all the more maybe to have, like you said, a script, meaning like you have 3 questions, but you're saving 1 or 2 because, oh crap, when there's an oh crap situation, like, I'll be like, okay, Luis, save me.
we do a 15-minute, I do a rundown, because this is what I do for the church too. So I do a rundown 15 minutes before we go live with the guest. I say, I want it to be an element of surprise, but here's the subject matter. Here's what I'm going to give you. That's how we're going to lead it off. I said, first off, I'm going to put you backstage. Why? I want to build up the audience to give you a very good intro rather than you just starting the video.
Yeah.
And then I go, but the first thing we're going to talk about is this. Secondly, I want you to explain your name, who you are, what platforms you use. Give your bio. Give it. And then we're going to try this. Jakob's always the latest person to our run through. He's always eating food or something. So sometimes when he looks oblivious, he is, because he joined in late. But we try to at least run down with the guest. Hey, here it is, man. If you want to jump off after the first hour because it's kind of boring, I totally understand. But we want to guarantee that it's so entertaining that you're ready to keep going, you know? But I give that to the guests so they're also not lost in the show.
Yeah. I was teasing Dan, Art Vandelay Dan, and I was like, man, you're just being very quiet, because you and Jake did kind of go off on a tangent, but I didn't mean it meanly. I was like,
no.
Dan, And I
It's
typed
because-
him and I went, "You're being very patient, dude. You're very quiet." But that's just Dan. And I know that was just Dan because
Well,
but he
no.
goes, no, I don't mind. I like listening to them. And I'm
No,
like,
it's a little bit of Yakov. So that's
yeah.
that's an accountability conversation that I'll have with Yakov.
Yakov did kind of he was taking off.
I say, hey man,
Luis is gonna have to get the leash with me. He's gonna okay, back up.
well, no, Yakov's biggest thing is because he's the pessimist and people know him for that.
Yeah.
He turns the chat into the victim mentality a little bit because he likes to play off of that. But then the second thing he did is when Matt, part-time pickers, jumped in, dude, he loses his mind. And I'm going,
I was there, dude. I was there. He was like fanboy, like wetting his pants.
He's getting his cell phone screen, recording his screen. And I'm like, yep, Matt's here. Everybody say hey to Matt.
Everybody, I can I say something? Even Tommy was like, Tommy didn't catch himself. Tommy Bernard was like, oh, Matt, and then Matt didn't even say anything. And I just wrote Matt something like, I can't remember what I said. I was something related to. He's like, yeah, Louis, Lone Star Louis, and everybody's like, why are you talking to Louis? You know, I was like, no, because Matt's just a simple guy. He doesn't want to be bothered. You know? It's like whatever.
And that's why I tried to calm Yakov down because Yakov's over here. He's supposed to be the co-host of our show when we have a guest, and you just told our guest the guest isn't as important as Matt. You know.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so the redirect is, yep, guys, Matt's here. I've been able to communicate with him a lot recently. I appreciate his knowledge. He's a great dad, great husband. I love him for the character of how he does reselling at a part-time level. Well, hey, as we were saying, Art Vandelay, Dan, and I'm trying to redirect Yakov to go, get back on the train, man. Get back on the train. Like, so we talked after the show, and I was just like, hey, man, we can't expect to have, you know, if people want to tune into the show, they're showing us they like the show. Let's not chase them away by being
you got to give Jake a little bit, but I'm glad you're coaching him. You're coaching. Remember, you know, it's like you got to make suggestions to him because he's one guy that won't take a recommendation. You know, that's my opinion of it. But he's still wet behind his ears in terms of YouTube. And what was his famous saying that Jake likes, Yakov likes to say? I like lives. Do you like lives because your intentions are because you love the attention? Because you got to be careful in that. That could be
We've talked about that, because he'll say it all the time, and he says, "Man, we had a bunch of heavy hitters in here." I says, if you can stop looking at who's in our chat by their sub count and start looking at them because they tune in every week because they like the show.
Yep.
I said Tesla pickers there every week. I said Tommy and Tracy jump in. I was like, stop saying this person only has 20, so they don't matter, and this person has 5,000, they matter. I said, no. What's really cool is they showed us by hanging out in this chat that they like the content we're doing.
Yep. Sam the Dapper Tiger. Yeah. So Sam says he remembers when he started, he just remembers going into like somebody's live, and that poor person only had 2 to 3 people, and sometimes less. But he would go in there and hang out, and sometimes he would even reach out to like somebody like Eric. I'm not saying that's who it was, but he would reach out to somebody and say, "Hey, come over here, just help this guy, just hang out for half an hour if you got the time." But the whole thing was he knew when somebody was encouraging a good in striving, you know, because like you said, you know, I'm not going to get too faulted up in the numbers. I don't know, you know, I forgot to, you know, talk to Luis about this. I don't know if 3 o'clock, which is my time, 1 o'clock is. I hope that's going to be an okay time, you know. But I think there's always people wanting to go on YouTube and just hang out.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yep, I wanted to get listing done, and you guys helped me do that. 36 items.
You've been listing?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to call it a night. I did 36
Luis,
36 tonight.
How are you doing on time, Luis? You got to get to bed, or you?
No, I'm good. I mean, whenever you guys are ready, I'm probably just gonna list some more stuff. So
you guys keep going because I have.
No, I got to get up. It's 1:30.
I have a yard sale in 4.5 hours.
Dude, you always do this to
Get some
yourself.
rest,
Bro. I
Josh.
know how I feel. I know I feel. You're younger than me, and so like I feel crummy on 4.5, but I still do it too.
Well, that's why the key word, I missed that sale earlier because I come home and I take a nap. So I got home from
Can I tell you something? I've never taken so many naps this week. And poor Luis is like, he reaches out. He's like, "Hey, dude, what's up? How's your day?" And I'm like on Instagram, and I'll write him back an hour later, like when I wake up, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
"Dude, he's always, what's your favorite saying?" Luis is like, "Oh, you must have needed it. That's good."
Yeah, it was much
I just
needed.
feel guilty.
He always tells me that he's taking a nap. I'm like, much needed. Sometimes you just need to take that nap just to get you through the rest of the day.
Yeah. I knew I was going to
I don't
listen
want
late.
to, but I get up at 5:30 and 6, and let me tell you, I get my coffee, boom, boom, I do my orders, and I'm out the door if I can go fast. Sometimes I don't even, if I'll wrap packages when I get back because I'm hunting that deal,
Yep.
But Luis, no lie, man. I took my nap with you in mind. I really did. I took my nap because I already saw the set reminder, and I was like, hey, I'm going to make it my goal to list at least all the way through Luis's show. So I fell asleep at about 3:45 in the afternoon, woke up at 5:30, hang out with my family, eat dinner. We straightened the house up. My wife, my awesome wife, came in here. She did 6 of those listings, so she was helping. But then I was like, I don't have to sit here and, watch replays of videos. If I can make it to midnight, I can hang out with Luis. So
Josh likes to play.
No, that's good. He got whatever he had a goal. He did it. He knew, he planned it how he was going to do it, and look at that. He knocked down the listing, so that's good. That's a good thing.
He's on it. This guy, like, every time I talk to you, Josh, you're always about either the numbers, what you got, what you're going to list, and like, it's great. And you do it. Your content's pretty good on that stuff. I gotta mention something. I totally enjoyed. I love the randomness of it, but to me personally, I really like that video with just streams. I was like, there's a part of me that wanted to choke Jake, and I was like, he's like, you gotta be kidding, and I was like,
oh yeah, he goes, are you
that
serious?
is Jake,
right? And I messaged him and I said,
no, he said you gotta be kidding. I think that's what he wrote. Is you gotta be kidding?
No, he said, are you kidding me? That's what he said.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Thing. And I was like, I said, I'm sorry that I put out an hour-long video, which was easy to make. And
you just set the camera down and let it film.
No. Didn't even do that. That's a GoPro. Dude,
yeah.
that's a 2-minute clip that I looped over 50 times. Well, 30 times.
I couldn't tell.
Exactly. I kept it still. It's in a good part of the day to where, you don't see the sun moving and all that. And I just looped it because, dude, you know why I did that video for real? You guys get the inside scoop. Because I looped it for 30 minutes the first time, and I fell straight asleep to that. I was like, that was so soothing. I was
thinking, like, if I want something like where I need to clear my brain, because, like, I don't want to bring this up, but was it, Luis? It seems so long ago, but was it this Monday, Luis, that whole fiasco went down on the morning? I think it was Monday.
Yeah, it was in Johnny's channel. Yeah.
You know what we're talking about, Josh?
No.
So, with that, in a nutshell, if you want to know, go back on Monday. He put it back up. But Johnny's show is usually only 1 hour. We're talking about Cajun roots.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah.
It was just like, I was just kind of like, I'm not disappointed in him, but I was just disappointed that this kind of stuff had to be out there. It was like airing of laundry, and it was just dirty laundry. And I was like, and then went from, instead of 1 hour, it was 5 hours long. And it was I don't think it needed to go on that long. And it just, to me, it put a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, I don't want to do this kind of stuff as YouTube goes. And it's like, let me just say this about my own personality. I don't like drama. I already had a talk to somebody. I pulled them aside and I pulled them in a private chat, and I was like, listen, I'm not about that. If you do this stuff out in public, I'm going to talk to you about it. And if you think I'm being rude about something, I will point out why I'm being rude. And you're not going to want to hear it, because it's going to be, we both are going to have to do some admitting here, And it's like I don't want to be rude. I don't like to be rude, but I am direct. You know, if I have something to tell you, I'm going to tell you. You know, I don't BS. It's like I'm just
sadly, and you know, we don't know the person themselves making the content knows the authenticity. You know, they really do. But what the Hales, you were talking about him earlier. Great channel, growing channel. Okay.
Yeah.
But they center finding storage units with drama. They do because drama is, I think, in the top 35% of the YouTube algorithm right now.
Yeah.
Beef, it's look at this thing that didn't work. I mean, resellers, they want to see you pick up the bad thing, and it's that little taste that somebody goes.
I'll use it as a hook on our platform, but we're not going to like cause drama. We'll talk about how to like avoid drama.
Exactly, and that's what I said. So it's more so about the person's authenticity. It's more so, you know, and what the Hales, Grimes finds, they go for that stuff intentionally. Sometimes.
Even if you think about like their coin things, that to me is drama. It's like the drama that leads up to the intenseness of. So he has figured out he's figured out the algorithm. He's really good at it because he's an entertainer.
There's a guy, so the guy that I watch for Off the Ranch, there was this really small YouTuber that called him out and said, "Your company, you don't seem real to me because your company wouldn't print my T-shirt." And it wasn't even him directly, but he tagged in his headline, "Off the Ranch is a fake company." Now, he caught a bunch of negative comments, but you chimed on this earlier. Guess what they were? Comments, dislikes, and his one video got like 267,000 views. He got what he wanted out of the drama. He got what he wanted.
Yeah.
His next video was an apology video. So sorry. Didn't mean to come across that way. But he got his watch hours. I mean,
it's sad. Yeah, I don't know.
So that's what I said. We don't know the authenticity or whether it's I did it because I stirred the pot a little bit, or but I'm like you, man.
Well, that was funny because I was talking to somebody too, and I said, "This is going to get a lot of watch hours," you know.
But I just do this, and I go, like right now I have 4 YouTube tabs open. I just easily go, or I use my other email, and I'm totally stuck to a whole different category of entertainment on my other email.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of other entertainment, the reason I mentioned the money thing, I don't know if this is true, and I can't confirm and I can't deny it, but the thing on What the Hills, they claim that they own that machine. It's not at a casino.
Oh, they probably do.
You know, and I thought, well, that makes sense because how do you have stacks and stacks and stacks and you know, winning 700? Most casinos don't want you or are very careful not to make it so easy to win that. You know, and how do you get somebody to watch an hour-long video? You create the intensity which drama entails. Drama always there's different facets of drama. You know, it's like a novella or soap opera. You know, you're like. Oh, and you know, here's this stuff, you know, sometimes it's just very light, like the drama of, like, if you're talking about soap opera, the drama of like a sexual encounter, you know, then there's the drama of like, I'm gonna kill you, you know.
There are total resellers that are throwing stuff in dumpsters and then fishing it out. There's a ton of resellers that are stuffing their own storage units and fishing it out. There's tons of resellers that I have even seen build pallets to go through their own pallet. Right now, it's about the thumbnail and what's trending. What the Hales just got really smart. They were like, remember the first cash machine video? It had a little gold nugget.
Yeah.
Then it got more $100 bills. Man, that video did so good. Let's stack more $100.
And now it's got 2 gold nuggets, stacks of bills, and then they had. I like the last one. It's like, how big was that stack of quarters? It's like, all you need to do is knock it down once. All those quarters are going to come off, you know? But then I went, when somebody suggested to me the other night, I was on a live, and I was like, come on. He's like, I looked that machine up, that specific machine up. They are available, and they're only $800 to get a machine like that.
Yeah. Well,
there's
they probably
no
found it in a storage unit.
What's that?
They probably found it in a storage unit.
Well, think about, you know what? Okay, let me entertain that. Let me entertain that thought, because I didn't really think about it. Let me entertain that thought. If that person found it, they're clever enough to go, wow, wouldn't this be something, or whatever. Like, because there's no inclination when you watch this part of the, let me get in the, like, this part is just the frame of the gambling thing. Outside this part out here, there's no indication that they're actually in a casino. They never show them walking.
Yep.
They never show them entering. They never really tell you what casino it is. And a lot of that sound can be very easily, staged.
Edited. And I saw the comment there, Smile Time Gifts. The only thing that I think if you're putting the weight and label on them as resellers, I lose that weight with them or that label, because I go, no, what the hell's to me? They're YouTubers. Their bills are being paid by getting views.
Okay, my question is, will they admit to that? Would they admit to that? I think, yeah, they wouldn't disagree.
Well, not just that. Technically, if they go buy one storage unit and sell $50 off of that storage unit, that's no different than Dragon Home Values Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really good at making the YouTube content that people click and watch. And so, like, and because I like that. Like, I think what it is if you've been a longtime sub or a longtime fan, you will start to feel distrust, because you're like, man, they changed. But then I go, no. They just had a bigger stream of revenue coming through. And they go, I'm going to keep feeding that.
But see, okay, so you have that, but I'm thinking in terms of like what the production, not so much the production value, but what the production cost. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about like what the money they have to put in. The cost is the time. Time is what? Time is money. So what is the production cost inherent in what they're able to do? I see those two, as a power couple that are like, let's free up all the time we got. We got to stand here and yipper yapper and maybe come in and edit an actual dialogue later. We can easily do that while we're sitting in bed, whatever. But like, boom, you do that and you put up, what is that, 1 or 2 videos on that, and then you got your, like, why do you think they sit in the truck half the time?
Louis and Luis, I'll ask you right now. You put out 2 videos, and you can go look at every YouTuber that's doing multiple entertainment revenues. Their coin machine, I think, got 250,000 views in 24 hours. Right. Their storage locker only got 20,000 in 5 days. If you had to go make your next video after getting your paycheck on those 2, which video are you making next?
Right.
That's why I said I was like,
off the top. Me personally, I will just keep doing the videos, because I'm gonna stick to what I know and I'm gonna stick to what I do. I'm not gonna do the let's just do this for the thumbnail and to get all the views and stuff, because me, I it's most of my life. So I'm gonna continue doing the content that I do that involves reselling, that involves buying stores, sourcing, whatever. To me, I'll stick to what I know how to do. I won't, like, I know it's a big word to say, but I'm not one of those people that you're making some money and you're just gonna sell out. No, I'm gonna stick to what I do, and I'm just gonna continue, because this is just the way I'm branded. This is the way I was raised.
Right.
So this is the way I'm gonna continue to do.
Unless it's something you enjoy doing, then you can maybe find a little bit of a different lane. Yeah. And maybe if you have time to balance
just like Josh said, there's a lot of people that just do it because they're getting that revenue.
Right.
So it's nice to be able to make that money, support your family, and do all that stuff. But are you happy doing it for the right reasons?
Well, that's the
they could be making off the YouTube videos, but in the long run, are you happy doing what you're doing?
Right.
If you're happy and you're not being real to yourself about what you're doing, with the time, it's going to show.
Oh, very much so. And I think like, once again, we don't know the authenticity besides the person who's making the video, It's like where their heart is their heart.
Exactly.
But like somebody like Grimes Finds was pretty smart. They got a big shout out. They grew. But what it turned
Yeah.
into is they saw that, all right, now instead of 40 hours into reselling, just talking about them, you know, the person themselves, I'm going to put 40 hours into video content. But because video content
Mhm.
paid so well, they had 5 employees taking care of the 40 hours reselling.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm going, now you are accomplishing both. Now
You
you
know what?
Yep.
pay people. You know? I'm like, so I see it both ways, man. I really do. I think
Yeah, I'm trying to see it from different perspectives too. I think that's a good point. It's like, how can we see this in a way that either I'm going to learn and understand what they're doing and still either can disagree or go, okay,
Right.
I accept that now. And maybe I might even consider it. But like Lady Antique's Treasure said, you know, you have to be happy. That is the key. Maybe
Yep.
they are happy. They're probably like, I'm making bank.
Yep.
So now we can go camping more in private and I don't care. But that is a job. I don't want, I'm like Louise to some extent where I don't want to necessarily, I want to be true. It may not
Mhm.
accept a lot of people, but like I want to be truthful, like in what we're doing. And, you know, I think we're all of different mindsets. We want to contribute in a way where we're going to help people. Maybe they think they're helping people. That's fine too. But I'm not comparing myself to them because in the end result, I don't really, I'll be, maybe this is too pessimistic. I don't see myself ever getting mega big. I know there's people like, damn, one day when I get to be like John or something.
right.
Okay, well, work your ass off hard as he does. And, you know,
Right.
and then you can hire an editor and then you can, you know, and then you can, because he's working different angles on that. Like, and I'll tell you what, he ain't putting up t-shirts and hats at the bottom of his channel to sell because he's 100% perfect on it. But he does have, what does he have? Like 100, working on 200,000. I don't know. But for resellers, that's mega.
Hmm.
It's not a lot because we
Well, 'cause
see like there's millions of, you know, followers in other channels.
I think there's a good diagnosis of that though.
Yeah.
It was that they worked hard, but I think the new reseller that's into YouTube now,
Yeah.
following their model, we're in a different time and era. So I think
Oh,
everybody's
God.
they're looking for that angle. Because when it was Pete, Lonnie, John,
Mhm.
even Matt, you know,
Yep.
they shouted out each other, got the growth
Yep.
going. But guess what?
Yep.
It was going to a
Mhm.
yard sale, selling it online, and making money. Well,
Yep.
there's 20,000 million voices saying the same thing. So I think what the new group of people is trying to go is, how do I stand out so that I'm not in the shadow of
Thank you.
John,
Thank you.
Lonnie, Matt?
About the third month, and I want to hear from Luis, you know, too, because you know he's gonna, you know, he's working on this deal with me, and like I said, we got to get you in on the show quick, Josh. But where was I going with this? So it's like it was about the third month into the pandemic. Not even the third month, it's like second. It was like, why am I watching all this YouTube? Why do I want to be involved? Why do I find a little bit of an entertaining thought of even
Right.
considering that I'm doing this? And at first it was like, well, that would be nice to be monetized because to me, I'm like, and I already know that the calculation was you better be 5,000 subscribers just to even make, you know, a few hundred, maybe. You know, maybe some people say, well, you can make it. I'm not. I mean, my point is I'll be happy if I pay a cable bill and, you know, my electric bill, because then that will keep my habit of reselling going even
Right.
better. You know what I mean? And I get the best, like I can get Google Chrome, you know, whatever, to go do internet fast so I can list faster. You know, that
Right.
was kind of my thing was, is how can I use this in a way that's going to endorse and help me be more effective and efficient. But then like coming along with that, it was like, but what is your real intention? Like, what do you really want? Like in the end, people are gonna like look at you and go, what do you have to offer? You know, are you
Exactly.
just kind of just lollygagging? And I thought about it and I went, you have something to offer. Everybody has a voice,
Mhm.
and that's otherwise you wouldn't be on YouTube, because that's really what it's about. It's a platform. We all
And
know that.
right. And that's
But
what
my
and that's
question
what I want.
was, I kept asking myself, what do you have? And I have three things in my head. Like, one is to do this show with Luis. How can we just really have a talk, but talk the talk and like quit bullshitting? Like, why are you all here? You know, like, are
Right.
you here to be mindful, or are you not wanting to
Right.
do? You want to be the next Big John, like, you know? And it's like,
Right.
whatever, you know.
And I think that's the big question to ask everybody I love the guy to death, man. Harry Tornado. He had to answer that question real fast, okay? Full-time reseller that was doing YouTube videos.
Yep.
One video got 150,000 views overnight.
Yep.
No shout out, no nothing. The YouTube fairy picked his video and did it as a sponsored video on probably Cincinnati Pickers. It was probably a suggested video.
Yeah.
Now, what he had to turn around and do is go, sweet.
Capitalize on it.
Yeah, they just sent me $6,000 for that video that I've been doing the same kind of video. So he did. He turned around and made a video exactly like it, and it it didn't do anything.
Plummeted?
Yeah. And he goes, wow, I just made in one video what I probably beat in 90 days of sales on eBay. Should I try to do that again? Or, because his sub count also came off of that, they're going, man,
well, you have to come at one point and question. Once you got, you know what your intentions are, and you're trying to do your best. Like you and Jacob in this channel, you like, Jake, let's up our game. Let's do this. Let's modify it. Let's make it work. It's the same way like Stephen King, when he was writing his Stephen King and his first few novels hit it like mega. He questioned himself as a writer, and he says, I don't know. Am I popular because I already got a mega hit, and I got another mega hit, and I got another mega hit? Like he wrote Carrie, he wrote, The Shining and all these. And then like he said, the story? He says, let me write, and I'm going to go to another publisher. And he wrote himself as Richard Bachman. Is that the Richard Bachman? Is that Richard Bachman?
No, that's all the Dark Tower series.
Look up Richard Bachman. Richard Bachman was like his alter ego. He didn't even tell his publisher, like his publicist. He didn't tell nobody. He went quietly, wrote a script, and he sent it was one of these books, but one of them was called The Running Man. They already made a movie out of it because by then they went, oh, that's Stephen King. But he got really popular quick. And then he went, okay, I understand my formula. I know what I'm doing. I know what my intentions are. And I'm going to keep doing this to be successful, because he followed his trajectory. He knew. And so what we have to do is get past the confidence game. Like Dave, the Tesla picker, is one of the more confident guys. And I think that's why people don't know that they're watching him, but they realize he's very entertaining. No, it's because he's his true self and he's confident. And that once he got his step up, when they said, hey, watch this guy Tesla picker, he's really good. He's funny. He's, boom. He didn't waste his time on it. He did like Harry Tornado. Tried to figure it out. What do I need to do?
Yep. And that's where I think, like, even for you, Luis, I know it'll be tempting, man. When YouTube says, dude, we like this Luis guy, give me 5 more of those, because it is a business, man. It's a.
He's gonna drop me in a minute. He's like, Luis, I can't do this show with you anymore.
You're like, see you guys. No, but I don't think it'll influence.
I think it'll share his knowledge. He's telling what he thinks. Yeah. And
I think, man.
But no, I mean, I understand, the business part of it, and yeah, it is a business, but that's just just what I think. I'm not saying this in general that everybody feels the same, because everybody does their content their way, and of course everybody's making their money their way. It isn't just me, those.
Oh no, I agree with you. There's a lot of YouTubers right now. They're doing the smartest thing they can do in their season. They're like, I've been doing videos for 2 years, and it's not going anywhere. And I said, what'd you do about it? They said, I stopped making as many videos, and my sales have increased because I didn't spend time on YouTube. And I'm like, good job. That's really good. That's the whole statement of take it around back and shoot it.
Yeah. Like Calvin the Kelly Hustle, who changed I am Calvin, and now he changed his name. He's like, he did what he needed to do. He stepped up his game, and he needed to spend more time with his family, because of this pandemic. But he also needed, he needed to do what his priorities were,
Right.
And he put YouTube on the hold. A lot of people talk about it. Me, people are like, why aren't you putting up more videos? Because when I get around to it, I'll do it, But like, Yeah, it's a little easier to do a live, but to me, I'm about learning. I always want to learn. I want to share. I want to be productive. I don't care if people come back and watch this, but if they do, they can judge me because I said a couple bad words or whatever, and they can say, "Well, I don't really agree with what you're saying," but they're going to see that I'm passionate.
Exactly.
That I'm, they're going to see that here, he's working with a really intelligent guy, Luis, and these guys are on it. They're honest. They're succeeding. They're just trying to accomplish something. And I think to me that's a recipe. That to me is a good enough recipe for success. Now, monetarily, will we ever like jump up and become big and this and that because of one thing or the other, or who knows? I don't. But I look at John and like, as much as I don't really care to watch Lonnie anymore, I respect him, but he is who he is and he does what he does, and I think that's where his success comes from. He doesn't care. He's kind of this goofy guy. He's a nerd, and I'm selling Barbies today. I'm selling Levi's. I'm selling makeup. That's good, but he is a shrewd businessman. He's a shrewd businessman, and I'll tell you what, he'll stop doing YouTube if he doesn't make money.
Oh yeah. But that's what I was like. You got to take Matt part-time pickers. Do you think he started a second channel because he was bored?
Nope.
He studies analytics, and he goes, "Man, I don't get subs on this channel, my main channel, when I talk about what sold. This channel, they love yard sale videos."
Yeah.
It wasn't that he stopped or did it just for the money. He was like, well, what if I give a whole audience that just wants to know the solds their own channel?
Yep.
And I was like, he's not there doubling subs, but watching his view count, give it 3 months. He's going to get 2 paychecks that were the same as one.
So you got like what, 40,000 on one of them? It's crazy.
And so I like that if you can keep looking at it and go, all right, if reselling dies, if the platforms go under and we're all forced to go to flea markets,
which it won't. I don't think it will.
But it's do you have multiple revenue streams coming in if you can, and if it's a priority to you? Luis, you hit that right on the head. If it's not a priority, bro, go with what's feeding the family, man. Go with what's paying the bills. Like that's the numero.
As far as analytics go, it's all about numbers. Well, as YouTube, as populations go, you're always going to get new generations coming in, and you're going to always have the newbies. And pretty soon, you're not a big fish in a pond, but you're one of the bigger fish. That's all that really matters. Are you entertaining? Do you have success value? But do you have the drive, and do you have the stamina? Do you have what it takes to continue and keep doing? Basically, you gotta have to work on your own logistics, but you're gonna have to make it where I have this regimen. I got it down pat. I make my 2 videos a week. I study my, maybe once in a while I'll drop a third one, but most of the time, keep it steady, keep it going. It's about like anything you do. Ooh, I keep hearing that sound. Y'all hear it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, woo. It might be me. I don't know.
But like, he was talking about the sound. He heard it again. But yeah, but Smile Time Gifts, you're doing the best thing, man. If you're taking notes, like develop your plan, write it out. I don't know about these 2 guys, but I did that for months. My first video wasn't until, my first sale on eBay wasn't until the first week of February. My first video wasn't until April, but I started studying in September of 2019, and I just studied from September to February.
Damn.
I studied, and then developed my own plan. I like what this person's doing. I like the information of this person. When I first started watching YouTube, Matt was the most boring guy. He was. Because
for me, I think I got him only because I lived in his region. I was born not far from where he lives, and so when I would talk to him in private, like 6 months ago, like I would just send him a letter, like just write something, depending on what I asked him. But I would keep it on the down low, like what's going on in that community anymore, because I haven't lived there since then. He knew that I was a Cali, he knew I was from California. He knew I was a Central Valley boy, but it's like he also knew that my sincerity was like, what's going on there, man? Because I haven't been there in forever, and I haven't, you know. And to me, I didn't think he was that boring because I knew his attitude was like a lot of my skater friends, just chill.
Oh no,
But
no,
he was very observant, you know.
no, it wasn't not boring in that aspect. Not regionally, okay? It was delivery for me, okay? So I'm watching Harry Tornado. Harry Tornado was at 6,000 subs, but Harry Tornado caught my attention. He was like, "Can you believe this sold for $15 when I was going to throw it in the trash?" Now I'm like, dude, I got to go find that. I'm writing this stuff down. Where Matt's like, another sold. If you watched my last video, I bought 17,000 of these.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that I've seen so much more improvement. Where have you noticed in the last 2 months his personality has finally come out? Where like, he won't YouTube, but he'll chuckle a little bit, and I'm like, finally, you know, finally, like, bro's letting it out, you know, like he doesn't give a shit.
Well, no, it's like I went to two professors. One, I have to really concentrate to retain because their energy's so good that you forget to take notes. Whereas to Matt was the professor that you're like, I can't wait till this class is over. But guess what? I got so much content. I got so much info. I retained so much because he's not charismatic. He's teaching. I'm going to show you, and if you don't listen, you're going to miss it.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree, but like at the same time, I'm gonna say, you know, somebody else may have felt that was their type of teacher. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
You didn't hear, like, remember I was talking about levels of being, but for me, Matt was just like, I'm just gonna watch this dude, you know. And I will say, like you said, his delivery to me was a little dry, but I was gonna say his performance was like, he's on his game.
Well, no,
he's on his game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you gotta evaluate it from the delivery, not content, not
see, like. And I want to point an example, but I don't want to mention the person's name. But like when I watched them, and then I was like, everybody loves him, you know. Like, oh, but then he's got big numbers and he's great. But like every time I listen to this person, I caught something that, because I know it in me, is that I caught a negative, and I was like, this guy's not. He's not my teacher. You want to know why? Because he has nothing to teach me. Because every once in a while he came out with like something dirty negative, and it's like, nah, I'm not about, you know. I'm like, I got to put this guy away, and I actually unsubscribed to them, and everybody's like, why you do that? You know, like I told a couple good friends, and it was like, they don't have nothing to teach me. That's all I'm going to say. They're like, you don't like them. I'm like, no, it's not what I said. It's like, I don't dislike them. I just don't like when I hear a certain thing come out and it's like, it's got negative value. And I'm like, to me, I don't learn from that, because that's their redundancy. That's their, but then again, you know, they're like, oh, you're judging them. And I'm like, I don't call it judging. I call it discernment. I discern that if I can't, it's like me, like constantly going back to the same grocery store, and they're either cheating me, or, you know, they're always selling me crap stuff that's expired, or the lady's always negative, and, you know, I'm not going to go back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
no.
like,
you're too nice right there, Louis, and you're more forward than I am. I straight up go, yes, I'm judging. You told me you were going to give me a Sprite, and it's water with a crap ton of salt in it. It's not a Sprite. Because
I'm not saying I wouldn't confront them and say, give me my money back. But I'm saying it's just, you know.
I'm allowed to say I'm judging it because you told me I was going to gain this, and I've heard that I was going to gain this, but that's not what I tasted. That judgment is totally fine, because it's not that I'm presuming. I'm not assuming. You just totally came out and said, drink the water. And I was like, no, this is toilet bowl water. I can't drink this anymore. I have to judge.
Well, it's like you and I talked about this. There was somebody who said something about, you know, certain things, and it's like, oh, you're going to be like that about that. Okay.
Right.
It's like, do you want to keep coming back, and knowing more than likely that's going to be a redundant pattern, because, and if it's not about that subject matter or topic, it's definitely going to come up again, and you're going to see that, oh, this is the only performance that they're going to. What I'm trying to say is they're not going to reach higher on a higher level. Like,
yes.
Okay, I'm not perfect. Although this person has, anyway. So I don't
No,
know.
no, I totally get what you're saying, and I do the same thing. There are definitely channels I don't watch, and I don't watch
Although
them.
I've called out that person. I think you've seen it before, where I was like, oh, I was like sitting there doing my listing and this and that, and then they call you out, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna be an a-hole. I was laughing about it actually. I was like, oh, okay, you're gonna talk shit about somebody else. Go
Right,
ahead. It's like, but
right.
why? My question is, what is the purpose of acting one way and being sincere, and then like just talking trash when that it really shows your intention? It's like, okay,
No,
okay,
it's a character.
yeah,
It's being a character trying to sell your show, waiting
yeah.
waiting for a shout out on somebody else's channel,
Oh, definitely, yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's all it is. Like Luis
And then
could.
when they get that shout out, it's all
Well,
they're
what I
so
like,
good.
it's we all get to be an identity on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Luis could jump on and go. Luis could lie to me, and he's just like, "Nah, man, I drive an ice cream truck. I just told you guys I was resellers, and I went into a thrift store, and I just made a 15-minute video."
Yeah, but you don't know what he's selling in that ice cream truck. He got valuable stuff.
But what I like is Luis could gain me as a person in his audience because he sold me him, and it could be really him or it could be a character him. Time will show that, and that's where we do get to judge. We get to go, you know what? Luis told me he was doing this really well, but I'm not seeing it.
I'm gonna differ a little bit. I'm not about the judging, because when I catch myself, and I'm not saying I don't, because I'm a big judgmental person.
Right.
But when I catch myself in that, I notice that I'm in my deep-seated, most negative space.
Right. Well, see, I don't approach judgment with a negative connotation. That I think that's where
That's why I use the word discernment. And I don't want to get into semantics, but when you discern something, and I don't want to get religious, but like if you talk about high holy figures, they all come to one point, and that is they contemplate a discernment, meaning, do I need to do this or do I need to do that? That's not necessarily a judgment. It's just like you either choose to follow it's like a river. If you're going to follow the flow, get ready, because when that river turns into a flash flood, you're not going to be able to keep your head above the current. You know what I mean? And that current is negativity and whatnot. So I just choose to walk the other way. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, even without but that's what I'm saying. That's why I use the term judgment, because I'm not judging them in the depths of who they are. I'm judging it for myself to go, I have a choice when I choose to hit play and watch.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm just getting, maybe I'm looking at it in semantics ways, but if I were to get religious about this, then let's take a figure of Christ, they're going to say, do not judge.
Yes,
I do find merit in that. You know what I mean?
So it's not a judgment on them. What I'm saying is we get to judge if Luis did not deliver on what he told me his channel was going to be about. My judgment is I'm not going to watch him. That's what I'm saying. It's not him. It's not that he's a bad guy.
Okay.
It's just not beneficial.
But look up the word discernment later.
Yes.
Look up the definition of it and go back to the Greek root. And I'm telling you, when you look up, but let me finish. But look up discernment, and then look up and parallel the word judgment with it.
Right.
You're going to see a difference.
Discernment for me, and in my interpretation, is I'm watching Luis's channel and then going, I'm getting a weird feeling from him that this isn't good for me. So what I'm going by is I've already watched the whole content.
No, look up the word discernment. Discernment's a little bit. It is making a kind of a judgment call, but it's like it's a little more elevated in a way. That's my interpretation. I'm not saying you're right or wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying, when you discern something, you're really looking at it from every single angle you can look at.
Yes.
It's like, even like when I'm judging somebody, it's either black or white for me. Then again, that might be my perspective.
No. And that's what I'm saying. Because I know I have one in my pocket. If I put this in your hand, you're allowed to judge whether this is a standard U.S. currency dollar.
Right.
Now, your discernment is me saying, I have $1 in my hand. You get to go within your spirit, mind, thought, or knowing my history. I don't think Josh is being honest about that. Or based on his pattern, I'm getting the feeling that he's not being honest. I'm going with Luis made a product or you made a product and you did not deliver. This is not a real dollar. I'm judging that you gave me a fake dollar. It's not beneficial for me. Not that
You know
you're
what I
bad.
would say to that? You know what I would say to
You're
that?
really good
It's
at making fake money.
better to be promised a favor than it is, you know, hard-earned cash. And that's how I would discern it. You know, I'm like, I don't want your money. I want you to follow through with what that money's worth.
So
To me, that would be discernment.
I think the judgment, the bad judgment would be is if you gave me a counterfeit dollar, and then I thought you were scum of the earth because you give out counterfeit money. You could be the best person who likes to make joke money. Okay.
Yeah.
My judgment is on the product that you gave me. On either I had a bad expectation of it. That's a bad judgment on myself. Or I'm judging on what you've put out on the table. We do it at a restaurant.
Sure.
I pointed at the picture in the menu.
Mm-hmm.
This is cold, has no flavor. It does not look like the baby back ribs in the picture. I judged that meal. Doesn't mean the cook was bad. Doesn't mean I hate the establishment or anything. I just go, well, now when I want to go get ribs, I'm probably going to pick the other place because my personal history with an experience. Now, should I go give them another shot? Heck yeah, I should. If it's not something that has steered me in the what you were talking about, which is very true. If I start bad mouthing that restaurant because of one thing, now I'm judging the establishment. I'm judging the person. I'm judging the. That's
and
where I'm like,
you call it out. Yeah.
But I agree 100% with you. There are channels that I watch and I go, this isn't adding value to me, my knowledge, my mental capacity.
Yeah.
I'm judging that based on this isn't beneficial for me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm still kind of stuck on one aspect, but I don't think you have to judge a show to discern that you don't need to watch it. Is I guess what I'm saying. You know, and it's like I don't think it's not even a judgment call. It's like, do you want to watch redundant? Like, let's say you're a comedy guy and you love your comedy. Do you want to keep watching fake comedy that has a false laughter and the clapping in the background, or do you want intelligent, clever, high-minded, kind of like storytelling humor or something like that? I don't know. It just depends what angle you're coming from. Hold on one second. So Luis, oh my gosh, it's been 3 hours, huh? I know I got to get up.
Watch time. Get them hours.
I know Luis is, I don't know. I see Luis looking back and forth. I don't know if he's watching a game or if his computer's over there. But
no, it's because I heard something fall, but I was trying to figure out what fell. But it was a magazine that was on the shelf. I was looking.
This
was a magazine.
This little shoe rack behind me keeps sliding forward, so it's probably going to crash on me anytime now.
It's funny because something woke me up today. I heard a boom, and I'm like, "Somebody in the house?" No, and then I realized there was a raccoon in the back, and I have this little BB gun. I'm like, "Do I really want to shoot this thing?" But it didn't matter because I didn't have the CO2 cartridge in it. So I had a couple bricks and rocks I was like throwing at it. That sucker wouldn't move. He was like, "I'm not going anywhere," and he went up and sniffed the brick.
No, man. Yeah, I definitely got to get to bed. And I love the way you guys think, man. I love. So part of my degree was biblical studies and humanities, and all it is studying why us as humans do some of the same dumb stuff or smart stuff over and over again. But I love studying just the way people think, their process. Not good or bad. I'm like, I just love to hear it, man, because it brings.
No, but that's what ethics is about. Like when you think about, and let's not put it in religious terms, but I mean, I think spirituality and religion ties into it. But when you just think about ethics, that should just be how your family raised you. Yes, granted, there's communities that influence families, but if you have a good, healthy, moral family structure that gives you, a good raising, it's like you're going to have that kind of, like you said, ethics and whatnot. That's going to tie into what you were studying.
I can challenge that one big time, but we can get into stories later.
Yeah, we better get into stories later. Yeah.
If I
I'm
go,
gonna head out, you guys. Because one, I want to see if I can make this. It's 2:00 here, and it said it's either open at 7 or 7:30, which means I can get 5 hours of sleep if I get to bed soon, maybe 4.5. And there's this place that showed. I just saw the pictures, and I got to drive far to it. It had some old antique trucks, and then it said toys and things. I'm like, oh, I better go look at those.
Yeah, I'm not driving far tomorrow. I'm trying to hit my local neighborhoods, and
I may just sleep in.
well, that's why my wife went to bed early, because she goes, if I don't get up, she sure is not getting up. She even told me before she went to bed, she goes, if you ask me if we're going, you're gonna get the answer you don't want to hear. So don't even ask me.
She's gonna have a pillow on your face.
She's like, just tell me we're going and I'll go. But if you give me an option, I'm not going.
What does your wife do, Luis? She's like, shut up, I'm sleeping.
No, I usually she already knows if I get to go, and I'll just tell her I'm on my way out, and she knows already. So she knows to keep an eye on the kids. So I'll usually go, and she'll stay behind with the kids, and I'll go do what I need to do.
You're like, tag, you're it.
Luis is getting in that work, man.
No, but Luis is excuse me, I shouldn't say the word stuck, but he's at home like Monday through Friday with the kids and doing this. That's a lot of work, you know?
Yeah.
And not getting time to actually get to go out unless you have a family member watch him or something, you know, that's hard. That's a lot of work.
Dude, that's awesome though, man.
He's doing it.
Yeah, but it's got to get done, you know? That's the way you got to see it.
It's still a job. See? It's like you got to get it done.
This is why he's such a good guy.
Yeah, got to get it done.
Takes care of business. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to go. It's a pleasure.
See you.
Josh,
all right, Louis.
Thanks for letting us take over your channel, Luis.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys coming on.
20 people hung out the whole time, man. That was pretty good.
Everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Good night.
It was
subscribe to each
going
other.
Up and down. It got up as high as 30 something, and it went down. It's still 20 people
watching. Here. I think Matt's in here.
Hiding.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's in here. He's probably just listening.
Dude, thank you so much.
They're altered. They're using their other YouTube channel to be like spying here. I don't know.
Well, all
right, buenas noches, guys. See you later. Bye.
All right, Louis.
See you, buddy.
It's not sitting. There he goes. One more time. There we go.
There you go.
That was fun. There's a funny video going around. It's like when everybody had to do the Zoom calls and stuff, where it shows everybody trying to log out. All you see is their nose. They're trying to find the buttons. Dude, it's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. But no, man. Dude, I love learning more and more about you each time, man. I love that. I'm like,
that's good. Like I said, I'm an open book, you know. That's what, since I started doing all this stuff, when I started videos, on my videos, I will tell people, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below or reach out to me. And you'd be surprised how many people did message me on Instagram asking me different stuff about reselling. And I don't have a problem teaching and showing people what to do. You know, I was taught as a kid, you know, with my father, and he's the one I learned all this from. And pretty much done it all my life. When I got to, you know, doing the whole get to the next level to do it online, Global Voodoo, I don't know if you know Mike, but he was my mentor as well. So from him, as much as I learned that from my dad too. So
no,
mind sharing the knowledge if you really want to learn the business, and if you really want to make a full-time or part-time living of this. I'm willing to wants to put in the time and really listen, you know, to what they want to hear and what they want to learn.
That's good.
That's just the way I am, you know. Everybody tells me you're too noble with this and all that, but you know what? The way I see it, if I'm making it, I want all of us to make it, you know, not just me. If you really the dedication and put in the work and you have that drive, then let's do it, you know. I'll show you how to do this if you're willing to walk the walk, like they say.
And that's what I love doing it, man. That's what I love, and I'm wired a bit of the same way, man. I get pumped up when I see people that are
Yep.
really trying, hustling, going, you know, and that's when I try to like not, you know, the best way I can put it is I don't want to get frustrated when I see the people that like, okay, you keep telling me every week you're going to try, but you just haven't
Mhm.
tried, you know, because then mentally
Yep.
I'm like, oh, I'm getting frustrated, you know, but I'm like,
Yep.
I like to flock towards the people that I'm like, yes, they're doing something, they're going, and that's what I said. That's what I
Yep.
like learning about you because you're like, hey, guess what I did this week? I need to pay my bills. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pay my bills. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't feel like it. I gotta get to work. I gotta do this. You can't
Yep.
afford to have a lazy day. You know, you're like, no,
A lot of people
I gotta work.
see the whole side of, yeah, the reselling, and yeah, I have the auctions that do the auctions and stuff and everything, but they don't see, okay, the behind the scenes stuff, like now, the, okay, you wake up this morning, you're like, oh, you're coming down with the cold. You know what? You got to suck it up, take some
Right.
medicine, drink a tea, and let's go. There's no, sick days. I mean, I
Yeah.
understand if you do get really ill, then that's a different story. But cold or something, some people have that privilege to just, oh, you know what, I'm gonna call off sick today. I'm just gonna rest, and that's it.
Right.
Not for
Right.
me. Whether it's sunny, you know, it's the same every day. It's just the
Yeah.
way it is.
And that's what I've been doing. It's like the biggest thing I have to look forward to is when my wife gets to kind of move into it full time. It's that I don't have to stay up so
Hmm.
late doing those things, at night. It's so it's work hard for 6 months to a year, and she's learning, man. She's doing such a great job. That's why she'll go to the yard sales and stuff.
That's awesome.
I mean, she's to the point where
Yeah,
she
my
can,
wife does too. Like,
and I love it because I'm like,
not
she can
going.
independently find an item, list it, sell it, pack it. You know, I'm like, and that's all. It's just training. It's training, and we love doing it together too. It's so much fun. But yeah, man, let me reach out to you on Instagram just so, like I said, got a few people in the pipeline, man. But love to have you on a Tuesday, one of our Tuesday night shows.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to be on with you guys on a Tuesday. Just let me know what your schedule is, and just reach out to me on Instagram. I don't know if I have you on Instagram or not, but I think I do.
Let me check
Like that, we
now.
could set up the date so we could be on.
Yeah, I've been making too many dumb videos on Instagram. I have such a dry sense of humor, so
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, me, I'll like I said, I'm quiet, I'm reserved, but sometimes, like I always tell everybody, I'm just listening, and just if I can learn something new, then I'm gonna try to learn. Because me, I always have the philosophy that you learn something new every day. That's just
yep.
and it's true. You always learn something new.
That's all this is. This was like
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't hear anybody talk about yarn. I saw a big box of it one time, and I was like, through the tape. I got that eBay app, and I was like, scan, and I was like, oh sweet. I was like, I can sell one of these and pay for the whole tote. And so ever since then, it was just like, I'm gonna pick it up if I can find it cheap. Why? Because it's the same as me finding a
Hmm.
T-shirt. It's the same as me finding.
Yeah,
So, dude, I love it, man.
no, I hear you. I got some information from you about the yarn. Now I know what to look for, and if I see it on my phone and scan it and see if it's worth it, and pick it up. And especially if it's for a good price, even better.
Dude, if you can get it, I mean, even if you buy the standard brand ones. So I do all mine free shipping,
Hmm.
and I build the cost in. But
Yeah.
um, let me see. Yeah, so like one of these, if I sell it for $10, it'll ship for 350. you know, and I'm gonna make my couple bucks. But I remind myself that's one of 80 that I paid $6 for, you know. So it's just, but then the cool part is when you find the couple that there's no listings, you know, 4 of them sell for $50, and you're like, sweet, I got 10 of those. Like, we're gonna make some bank, and they're easy to pack, man. They're easy to ship. They're easy to take photos. They're good. They're definitely good for somebody starting out and just having something easy to learn shipping. So, all right, man. I'm gonna jump off of here. I gotta go.
And I like it too. It doesn't hold on my face, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I know already. I know. I'll let you get off. You get some rest.
I just keep looking at the time, and I'm like, yeah, I was gonna edit a video tonight. I ain't editing a video tonight.
Yeah, it's almost 20 my time, so it's what, about 3:20 your time?
Yep, 3:20 here. So I'll get up in probably about 3 hours, 3.5. All right, man.
Well, I'll let you go, man. Get some rest.
Hey, I'll see you, buddy.
Yeah,
later,
man. Coming on. Have a good night, man.
See ya.
All right, guys. I know we went on a little longer than usual today, but I want to thank you for coming in. And he's been coming in the live the last couple weeks, and also Louis, the Lone Star Picker, will be having our start. So make sure you guys check that out. This Monday it'll be on his channel. It'll be 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys log in and check it out. We'll be having Emily Conway. She'll be our first guest. So has a lot to say, a lot of things to share. So it should be a fun live to kind of share some more information about what happens, just the reselling, also behind the scenes and stuff like that. So hope the chat today learned some stuff with the yarn that Josh was sharing, and a little bit about myself, more on my background, and of course Louis shares a little bit about himself. So if anybody out there ever has any questions about the reselling, or if you guys don't know about a certain, feel free to reach out to me. Drop a comment on this video down below, or you reach me at Instagram at Cali Reseller Luis. I'm always happy to answer any questions or help out in any way possible. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out our show on. All right, Marie. Yeah, I just like to say what so people kind of know what what time to look at and all that good stuff. But yeah, I know I haven't really been making any videos, any whole videos or any haul videos, but hopefully I'm gonna get back into the making some of those videos for the thrifting and just overall what's going on my end. But yeah, I know it's pretty late. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me for another Friday out. So make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you, and like I said, always feel free to ask any questions in the chat. And if I do miss your questions, sometimes I do apologize. I don't do it on purpose. Just sometimes we get with the conversation or just, different message in the chat. But I do see all of them, and I do appreciate everybody coming by and supporting with the lives and with my auctions. I do appreciate it. And that's pretty much almost 12:30 here, my time in Cali. So I know it's already going to be late. So I appreciate it. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you guys for with me and my guest with of course Josh and Louis, the Lone Star Picker, and everyone, the Houston reseller, and Derek also. Appreciate them coming. even if it was just for a little bit. Always appreciate the support. Yeah, Marie, have a good one. Yeah, it is morning already. So yeah, I'll be having my auction until then. Like I said, feel free to follow me on Instagram. If there's anything, any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or down below on this video, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But that's it for now. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Have a great night or a good morning, wherever part of the world you're at right now. And I will see you guys later. Peace. How do I say it in Greece? Have a good night, guys. Thanks.